All right, gentlemen, let's dive into session 30 of Trouble in Theondir. Now, several weeks ago, way before you guys were even beginning to think about traveling to the island of Falandir, there was this small dandelion plant that grew up on the side of a normal road on the continent. And suddenly there was a thundering of hooves and feet as cavalry after cavalry after cavalry flew by this dandelion, and a small seed from the dandelion flew up into the air, flying over what could be 500-600 cavalry. As the dandelion seed flew higher and higher up into the air, it got this overarching view of the continent of Nova Uranos, of Felwyn gathering thousands and thousands of soldiers in the main courtyard of Nova Uranos. It flew further into the sky towards the harbor, coming down to the harbor, landing right next to a bulky human man who picks up a sledgehammer and with one single swing knocks out a wooden shim out of a rope. And a massive warship begins to roll down into the water. And the sea continues over the ships, and suddenly it stretches out over what looks to be hundreds of warships of the exact same type, docked in the waters on the continent. Once again, this seed is caught up into the breeze, into the cold air, flying up into the sea, flying out. And after a couple of weeks in the middle of the ocean now, it sees two fleets of black ships sailing into the middle of the ocean. One fleet heading off to the north, and one fleet heading directly due south. Ships completely black, with black sails, black wood. And the seed continues to fly. Eventually, making its way to an icy continent, it begins to settle down into an icy, cold, dark city. And in the southern part of this city, it eventually makes its way into a square where it comes and lands on the windowsill of a single building. Inside the building, it seems warm. The light is glowing. And inside of the building, there's a small man excitedly jumping up and down as he looks at a map that is against the back of an elf. Suddenly, a line is drawn and burned into this map as you can see that the elf was praying to some sort of deity. And the line ends in the square in the north of the city. And immediately the little man jumps up with joy, grabs the map, and he says, "This is it! I know where this is! I know this!" And he breaks through the door, heading out into the cold with the snowbanks. The map is pointing to the northern square and to this small point. It must be the Mausoleum of the Artist. Yes, that makes perfect sense. I could lead you there. I could lead you there, he says to all of you as you stare into this frantic eyes of this little man. We just need to follow this path that's burned into here. It takes us right to this point, and I will show you that. And suddenly, as he says this last word, whoosh, an arrow flies through the darkness and pierces Cubius, the math maker, in the neck. He falls face forward into the snow, dead, as blood begins to saturate out into the snow, making this crimson pool around him. And as you look up, you see several dark figures rapidly moving through the moonlight shadows around the square, directly towards all of you. My adventurers, what do you want to do?
Okay, so first of all, Mike, I didn't hear a word you said, Matt, because Mike is scaring me. You gotta back up. You gotta back up, dude.
Yeah.
That's fine. Way better.
Matt,
Yes.
did Cubius have something on him? Was he holding something?
You just holding the map, yeah.
Map.
The map falls down right next to him, and you see it as it lands next to him. It begins the corners of it to soak up some of the blood from his neck. They pierced directly through what looks to be the jugular vein, and he is bleeding profusely.
Okay, how far away is he from me?
He's just a few feet. I mean, I'm assuming, and then for the narrative, all of you sort of followed him out as he ran frantically out, holding this map up.
I'm gonna grab that map and put it put it on myself, get it out of the snow.
Okay, you immediately snatch up the map. Yes. The figures you see in the corners, and they begin now to move to the sides of the square in the shadows. And as you can see, the same dark cloaks of these previous figures you've encountered earlier, and they are starting to move around you, sort of coming around you, flanking you through this square.
Are we all together?
Yes.
Yeah, we're all.
Except me.
Is this the front door or the back door?
This is the front door.
This is the front
facing
door.
Into the square.
There's nobody else around?
It doesn't look like it. Give me a perception check.
So do we recognize
11.
These guys? Are they guards?
It looks to be exactly the same kind of individuals that you fought with earlier. In the room, there was one that had a position in the room.
Yeah.
With an 11, you don't notice anyone else out there, Traego, at this point. All you notice is these figures that are sort of sliding through the shadows. These were the individuals you fought with previously. That one of them had taken a position up in the room, overlooking this map making place, with explicit instructions to shoot the map maker if he ever tried to leave this space. Remember that you actually killed one of them, and you had an encounter with a couple others as well.
So are they undead? Because that dude with the shooting out that window was undead, wasn't he?
Yes, correct. And
So
I
are
can say
these
this at this point, Kerrhylon, your amulet is it's glowing not as intensely as before when you burst into this room where this other undead creature was, but it is starting to glow somewhat at this point.
Ooh.
Can we gauge how many there are?
Give me a perception check, Bholen.
Oh, 9.
9. Okay. Hard to say, but you know that you see at least 6.
And they're what? How far away from? They're kind of surrounding us or flanking us.
Yeah, at this point
is this
they're
a
about
big
100 feet away. They're beginning to
square?
move around you, around the square.
Okay, so
My vote is to run
Run to where?
out the back door, and just escape. I don't know.
Head back into the map making shop.
Yeah.
Because is there anyone else around? You know, townsfolk?
I didn't see anybody.
Guards.
When I
Traego
looked.
didn't see any. He was looking around. He didn't see any.
So it's no witnesses.
if we go in, is there a back door? Do we know if there's a back door?
If we're gonna run, we gotta run now.
Well,
Yeah.
good question. Have they? Do they see us?
They do see you. Yeah, they're coming towards all of you. You're kind of standing like about 10 feet from the door. Cubius didn't make it very far out.
Oh yeah, everyone, let's make fun of Grogil. Grogil's not around. It's great. Whatever.
And at this point, I'm actually I'm going to take an attack on one of you. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to roll this here. And Niv, immediately an arrow comes flying out of the air, flying right at you, for a 17.
That hits.
A hit, okay. You immediately take 4 points of piercing damage as the arrow sort of grazes off your left shoulder. It doesn't go into your skin, but it grazes off you and it causes some damage. 4 points of piercing.
Mike, much better, Mike.
Bholen, in response to your question, you guys had been in the mapmaker's place, and I remember you followed Cubius originally down some stairs into the basement area, but there's also a back room behind the main staging area.
All right, I'm going to go into the map making room here.
Yeah.
Into the building.
We pulled out. I think we run through the back door and take our chances there.
Yeah, didn't he have like a escape route? He ran down the map maker.
Correct. He had some way he was trying to get out. Yeah, that's correct.
Right,
Do we go down or do we go out the back door?
Well, we can't go out the front. If we go out the front, we're fighting. So,
So going down seems like a bad idea. I mean,
Out the back
just
door,
get
back towards
stuck?
where Back towards
Are
where
there
we
two
were.
exits, Matt? Is there a back door and a secret passage, or what?
So as you guys are you charging back into the room here, into the mapmaker's place?
Yeah.
I
Wait a
am.
minute,
I
Matt.
am too. I just got shot. I'm going
Back into
inside.
the room.
Matt, my amulet is glowing.
It is glowing. Yeah, not as strongly as before, but it is glowing slightly. Yes.
So if I hold it up and I say the words from light to life, from darkness to death, I'm going to do that.
Okay. Yes. So as some of you begin to back into this room and to turn around, Kerrhylon, you hold your amulet up. You cite your incantation, and immediately begins to glow. And at this point, you see that 3 of the individuals suddenly stop their forward motion and begin now to back out. 3 of them, however, continue their forward motion towards you, unaffected.
Probably not undead. All right, I'm going to go into the building.
Okay. Everyone going in the building. Anyone staying out?
So does that amulet thing, is that like permanent, or as soon as he goes inside they'll keep moving?
It's I don't know. It's a good question.
I think it just turns undead for like an hour or so, or a minute.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, back into the room. Are we gonna?
All right.
Are we going out the back door? Or are we gonna go down to his little secret tunnel?
So give me an investigation check, all of you, when you enter this building. You run into this room, and I'm assuming you slam the doors and you lock it up. You stick the large beam into the door to hold it in place, to barricade yourselves in there, giving you a couple extra seconds. Give me an investigation check, everybody.
I got a
I got
19.
20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Someone got a natural 20? No.
8.
No, okay. Bholen, we can say this. As you begin to look around in this room, you notice that there is no back door. It actually butts up against the an ice wall. So there's no back entrance. You notice, however, that there is in the back room, there is something of a draft. The wind is sort of pulling through somewhere, which gives you the sense that there might be some way to get out of this back room that doesn't require you going downstairs. You do remember, however, that you went downstairs, a spiral staircase going down. So you do get a sense that there is some sort of draft, and it seems to be moving towards the fireplace. There are 2 fireplaces in this. On the one side, in the staging area, that one has been smoldering since you guys came in. On the other side, there is a fireplace that is not being used at the moment.
And I'm assuming I recognize this as well. I rolled a 22.
Yes. Yep. Same thing for you, Kerrhylon.
So can we get an idea where this draft is coming from or going to?
I mean, I would say this, that this is not a very tight building. So the draft seems to be coming from underneath the doors, some of the windows as well on the sides, and moving towards the fireplace. So there's something of this chimney effect that is moving up. Even though there's no fire in this fireplace at the moment, there's still something flowing through here.
We didn't come to this kind of secret passageway. We didn't come through that. How do we know that he has one is my question. And if we
don't, we feel a
Bholen,
draft
Bholen.
somewhere.
Well, I thought he tried to run away.
You guys did follow him down a spiral staircase in the basement. He seemed to be moving into something of a cellar room down there, or a safe room or something like that. There was a door he was trying to get into, and you were able to convince him to come back up.
So maybe we should go that way.
Yeah. All right, I'll go down I'll find the spiral staircase and I'll go down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kerrhylon, Yep.
I'll follow.
Okay, Kerrhylon, you head down. Traego, you come right behind him. The rest of you still remaining in the back room?
Yeah, I'll stay.
Okay. So as you guys are heading down, and as you remain in this back room, Bholen looking around frantically with Dzien, trying to figure out if there's any way to get out of this room, you suddenly hear this noise as one of the windows on the left of the other room, you can hear it from the left side of the building, breaks, and on the right side of the building, the window breaks as well, and immediately you hear secondary crashes as it seems that some sort of bottle was chucked through each window, and some sort of liquid hits the ground.
No.
Immediately ignites into fire. Something of like Molotov cocktails were tossed through this window now, and immediately the floor and the couch, the carpets begin now to start on fire. And Traego, immediately as you hear this, as you sense this, Traego, you sort of are kicked back to some traumatic memories of your time in Vino Veritas.
Oh boy.
As you go down these stairs, you pause for half a second. So the front room now is beginning to burn, and they are. It's not a huge flame, but there's a ton of smoke. So they, I think, are trying somehow to smoke you out. The smoke begins to move behind the room, and as you see, indeed, the draft starts to head up the chimney. So the smoke is now going out of the unlit chimney in the back room. You guys begin to cough as you feel the smoke. Kerrhylon, you and Traego, as you get to the bottom, you see it is indeed something of a cellar door there. It's unlocked. There's a sort of a steel door surrounding this sort of stone archway leading into a smaller room, quite small. You have to crouch to get into it. The door is in fact open. What do you guys want to do when you get down there?
I'm going to open the door and yell to start going down the hallway, start going down the passageway.
Okay, you open the door, and immediately you see it is indeed something of a safe room, and it's also something of a food storage. So there's potatoes on one side, there's some carrots and turnips and other things like that he's been keeping in storage down here for food. And give me an investigation check, both of you, Traego and Kerrhylon, when you enter this cellar.
I got a 15.
15,
That's
okay.
good. That is a investigation here. That's a 25.
A 25, okay.
Yeah.
Kerrhylon, you don't notice too much, except you do smell something. There's, in fact, a carcass of some animal hanging in the corner, and you do smell this. Traego, you, on the other hand, you see this, you smell it, but you also notice that the blood of this thing is dripping onto the floor, creating this kind of puddle, and the puddle itself is making this dripping sound as it heads into something of a grate underneath it, that sort of in a drain leading underneath this carcass. That's all you guys see in this room, though. There doesn't seem to be any other entrance or exit from this place. It seems to be some kind of safe room.
How big is the grate?
It's actually quite big. It's about 3 feet by 3 feet, so almost like a circular 3 feet diameter.
I point it out to Kerrhylon and run over to it and see if we can't lift it up.
Give me a strength check, Traego.
You're going to probably have to do this, yeah. Natty 1.
Traego
But, I mean,
tries to yank this thing up, and it does not budge for you.
I didn't get much better. I got a 5.
A 5, okay. Kerrhylon, you try to yank it up as well, and it seems like the grate is kind of rusted shut at this point. The blood is dripping around it and dripping down. You can hear it a little bit down below. Boop, boop. It seems to be dripping into some sort of pool of water underneath you, but it doesn't move for you, Kerrhylon. Back up in the top.
Yep.
Where's Grogil when you need him?
Exactly. Dzien, Bholen, the smoke is now starting to fill up this room. It's getting more and more difficult to breathe and to see at this point. What are you guys doing?
I want to run into the fireplace and just like push the stones. Maybe there's like a false like trigger to open a secret door or something into the fireplace.
Run in there and give me an investigation check.
I'm gonna look at him like he's crazy.
Investigation. 13.
13. Okay. I'll say this: with a 13, you're stumbling around, in fumbling around in this fireplace. There are various stones. You're sort of like feeling around and pushing, and eventually, on one side, you eventually come to a stone that seems to give a little bit. More than the others. The other ones seem to be concreted in with some good masonite, but this one is a little flexible. It moves a little bit, and it seems to give as you push on it. The question is, do you want to push? Do you want to not push?
Yeah, I'm absolutely pushing 100%.
Okay. Give me a no, I'm kidding. Don't give me a constitution check. You push the stone, and actually it goes all the way in, and suddenly there's this clicking noise, and you hear this, and you look to the left side of you, and in the wall you actually hit something of a trigger stone. And what happens is several stones every 2 feet or so pop out, all the way leading up out of the chimney directly onto the roof. Something like a ladder made out of stone kind of juts out of the wall as you push in.
Okay, I'll show Jen this, or Jen, and then maybe I'll tell, like, Jen, run into or yell down the cellar, we found a way out. And I'm going to start climbing my ass out.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
So Jen, you're running downstairs.
All right, yeah. I'm try to. Let's do it.
Bholen, go ahead and give me a Constitution check, and Jan, give me a Constitution check as well for the smoke at this point.
Check or a save throw?
Or, excuse me, Constitution save. Sorry, Constitution save.
That's a 8.
19.
19. Okay. Bholen, you immediately take 5 points of damage from smoke inhalation. We'll call it smoke damage. Jan, you are fine. You're lower than Bholen, so you're able actually to hold yourself down, and you've covered your mouth appropriately. But Bholen, as you climb up through this chimney, the smoke is getting more and more intense. So you take 5 points of damage.
Where is Niv? Did he go down? Or is he's injured?
No, I was standing with you guys. I was just wrapping up my
You didn't go down as well, Niv.
bars.
Give me a Constitution save as well, Niv.
I wasn't going to say anything because I'm almost dead.
Gosh.
Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
You're almost
6.
dead after 4 points of damage?
6?
Well, yeah, 6. For some reason, I have it written down as 16 hit points.
You took a serious wound in the last round. Yeah.
So I was hurt already.
Niv, you also take 5 points of damage, smoke inhalation damage. How are you doing?
I am at 7 hit points.
Okay.
So Niv begins to cough horrifically as he sort of bends over from this smoke, and he is not doing well. Traego, Kerrhylon, let's run back to you guys. You guys are yanking on this grate, and Jen, you make your way down the spiral staircase, sort of screaming frantically. You come down into this room. You see the two of them pulling on this grate. What do you two want to say to Jen? Jen, what do you want to say to them?
I'm going to say we found a way out.
I'm going to say exactly the same thing. We found a way out.
I love this.
But we can't get the grade up, so I'm like, we got to get out of here. Let's go back up.
Yeah, either I try to rage and maybe I get advantage on yanking that thing out, or we follow me and try the staircase.
It's up to you, Jen. What do you want to do?
Granted.
That great. I don't like the way that looks.
Don't you only have one arm?
That's true.
Well, yeah, I got a hook.
There's a hook
You
arm,
throw
right?
the hook into the thing.
Click the hook and
Don't underestimate the power of the hook.
I'm getting out of there. I'm going back up.
Yeah, let's go out the chimney.
Yeah.
Follow me.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. As you guys come up, Traego and Kerrhylon, and Jen as well, I want all of you to give me a Constitution save as well as you come up. The smoke is now extremely thick here. You hear another crash as yet another one of these cocktails flies into the room and ignites the back room. Now the smoke and the fire is beginning to creep around the walls, through the walls at this point.
Dude, you guys aren't getting out.
Yeah.
Just let them finish the story.
We have to go down. 16 for me.
16. Okay. Yep. You're able to avoid the smoke damage. Yeah.
And I got a 19. So.
A 19. Yes. Same for you, Kerrhylon.
The saving throws I have here, do I add my con to that? I see saving throws.
Yep.
Yes.
So I got a 21.
21. Okay. Yes. You guys are fine. You're able to sort of cover your faces just fine. You look and you see Bholen is climbing up out of the chimney. And as you guys bring your head in, Bholen, you want to say anything, yell anything to these guys as you're climbing up?
Nope. I'm booking it up.
He's out of there.
Is there a buttload of smoke in that chimney?
It's quite a bit, yeah. But not as much as in the room. The room is now really filling up.
All right, well, I guess beeline to the chimney and start climbing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Okay. You guys are able...
I'm right behind
Niv, yep.
Bholen.
Yeah.
You guys are all able to climb fairly easily. Why don't you all, just for the heck of it, because there is smoke here, give me an acrobatics or athletics check. You can pick either one. As you climb up, your visibility is really bad right now, and you are under a lot of pressure and stress. So go ahead and give me either acrobatics or athletics check.
8.
That natural 20, 26.
Nice.
9.
I got a 13.
I got a 20.
Okay. Niv, you were the last one.
No,
And-
Nib-
said
I was
I would
with
be
Bholen.
Jen the last
Bholen.
one.
Niv was
Yeah,
one of
Nib
the
was
first.
Yeah.
Okay, so Niv and Bholen, Bholen is first, and Niv is following after. You guys are climbing up. Dzien, Kerrhylon, the rest of you, you have a really solid hold here. You're just goosh, goosh, goosh. But Bholen and Niv, as you are climbing up, it's so hard to see. Your lungs are full of smoke. You're beginning to panic a little bit, and both of you, almost at the same time, you feel your hands slip off the stone, and you begin to sort of ding, 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 like kind of like a plinko ball, kind of coming down, and you begin to land on top of the other guys. I want the next person in line, which would have been Dzien, or was it Kerrhylon?
I think I'm last.
Jen was last, yeah.
Kerrhylon, go ahead and give me a strength check. All right, guys, so we were just in this as Bholen's grip sort of releases on the stone, and along with Niv's grip, the two of them sort of bump into each other in this fireplace as they begin to fall down, coming and hitting you, Kerrhylon. Give me a strength check as you try to hold these two up and stabilize them.
I got an 8.
An 8.
No.
Okay, Kerrhylon, you feel the force of them, and you now also lose your grasp and begin to slide down. Traego, you are the next line of defense. Give me a strength check.
A little 3-foot guy.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, I rolled a 13, so 11.
That's got to be disadvantage.
Traego, the weight of these three guys on top of you, you don't stand a chance. You both your hands just immediately shook, and we come to our last line of defense in this small chimney. Dzien, you were holding on with one hand and a hook, and suddenly three guys come falling down on top of you. Give me a strength check.
One-handed up.
And then, okay, I'm sorry, I'm still learning. Where do I find what I add to that? Is that on my strength stat?
Yeah, you can add your strength bonus to it.
Okay.
It's under saving throws.
It's under saving throws?
Yeah.
No, he's just a regular check. It's just a
Well, I have
bonus.
my strength stat here with the bonus to it, like in that circle underneath. Is that
Yep.
what I
Yeah,
add?
that's it. Yep.
That's it.
21. 18
Oh,
plus 3.
dude. So, with his amazing, even though he only has one arm and one hook, he's got two thick dwarven thighs that just dig into this chimney and hold fast as the rest of you pile on top of him. Whoa! He says, pushing you guys up, allowing
And
you
he's
to
on
grab your
what, the
handhold
first
again.
Step?
Yeah.
So we're like that far off.
He's still on the floor.
And so you guys are able to grab your hold again and to begin climbing once again. And we'll say that since you've already taken a check, that you all will able to find your footing again, your handholds, and to climb up out of the chimney. Dzien, you feel this amazing sense of accomplishment as you've sort of saved the party with your dwarven body.
From 6 inches of damage.
You guys climb through, and all of you sort of come out. You escape this chimney, and you come out on top of the roof of this establishment. And you can see now that the flames are beginning to move now into the roof at this point. So the roof is even beginning to start on fire, which is good for you because there's ice all over the roof. But some of the ice is beginning to melt, but there's still quite a bit of ice here. I mean, this is a frozen desert at this point.
The building is ice, or the building is wood?
The building's wood, but it's got a thick layer of ice on top of it, snow and ice.
Is it an A-frame roof or is it a flat roof?
It's an A-frame roof, yeah. So it's you guys are right now. You came out of the chimney, and you are all sort of on the apex, the peak here of this roof. And there's quite a bit of ice and snow around you. As you look down, you can see, in fact, that this roof butts up to the next building, that butts up to the next building. And there's like a line of roofs going down, leading out of the square, and then they kind of break off. One kind of follows the square, one heads off kind of to the right and takes you kind of down into an alleyway area. If you look to the right of you, there's an alleyway down to the right. To the left is the square, and off in the square, you see these figures that are continuing to run through. And at this point, I actually need to take a perception check for them. No, at this point, they don't see you coming out of the chimney. So you guys are safe at this point. They don't see you running on the roofs at this point. What do you guys want to do here in this point?
Do we know which way north is?
Yes. So if you follow the roof line along the square, it'll actually take you in the direction of north. The other one kind of takes you a bit off northeast, where the roofs split here.
Matt, remember last session, the map maker made a false map as well.
Yes.
Is that still in the room, the cabin or whatever?
Correct. Yeah, it's down in the place, the map making place.
Okay. So
Perfect.
my vote is we book it north. Like
Yeah, we try to get, because he did say north. He said it's a north square.
he said.
Yep.
He said some sort of mausoleum, right? That's
Yeah.
what it was?
The artist.
Yes, he called out. Yep, he said the Mausoleum of the Artist. And he pointed to this. If you look on the map, well, Traego, you have the map with you.
Yep.
You looked on the map that you see the city is actually interesting. There's a center part of the city, and then there are actually 8 different squares. So there's a north square, south square, east, west, northeast, northwest. So there's these 8 different squares around which buildings are set up in these different regions of this city. You guys are in the southernmost square right now at this point. You need to get to the northern square, and in the middle of that is this little sort of pinprick of a place that is the mausoleum, apparently.
Yeah,
Matt, I have a question.
Yeah, Jen.
So the last session, it was snowing quite heavily when we were in the alleyway, so that snow was lifted. And what time of day is it?
It is still snowing. It's not snowing as hard as it was before, but yeah, there's still quite a bit of snow coming down.
We can see the guys on the ground.
Yes, visibility is good enough. You can see down now.
Okay.
Yeah, they're at this point only about 70, 80 feet away, so you can see them at this point. And as you see, actually, a couple of them begin to come around. 3 of them, remember, had run off into the distance. And in fact, what you see now, when you have a perspective from above, you see that it wasn't just 3 that turned around. It was like 7 or 8 of them that turned around. And it's not just 3 that are coming up. There's about 7 or 8 of them that are coming up at this point. And a couple of them have already reached the front door where they threw in the cocktails. And at this point, a couple of them are trying to break in the door.
So they're trying to get inside.
Yes, trying to get inside.
Can we safely jump from roof to roof without them noticing us?
Safely, I don't know. You can try it, but you can get to the roofs. They are all connected, so there's actually no gaps between them. They all butt up against one another the entire way.
Everything's icy though.
Yeah.
Is there no easy way to get down without being seen? Do I see any?
You can try to fall in the
Ladder.
snowbank.
There's no ladder or anything.
And you can give me a perception check. Anyone who wants, give me an investigation check. Sorry, investigation.
Investigation? All right. Not
That
great.
is 17.
13.
13. Okay.
Yeah, I got a 12 for investigation.
You don't see any ladders. You don't see anything that would seem to be helpful. Some of these buildings have rain gutters on them, but they are slick. I mean, they have a thick layer of ice around them. So it would be very difficult to get your hands on them. If you tried, you'd most likely be falling. And I should remind you, at this point, you are a good 30, 35 feet in the air.
Oh, wow, that's tall. Okay.
Yeah, these are big buildings.
Well, we got to get moving then.
Yeah, let's go. Let's run. We got to run.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to come down here. We want to get some space.
Right.
So you guys begin to run now along the peaks
I'm gonna
of the
try
roof. Yeah.
Crouch run just to stay
Okay. Yeah.
low.
Yeah.
Try and stay low anyways.
Now you guys are running along these peaks, and it is pretty icy. It's heated up a little bit where you are, so you're able to get a good 10, 15, 20 feet on this roof. But the closer you get to the second roof, where there's no fire, the slipperier it becomes. Now I'm gonna need all of you, as you're running on an icy roof in the middle of a semi-blizzard. I need you all to give me an athletics and acrobatics check.
Oh no.
We need to do both of them?
Either one. You can pick either one. Either you want to try athletics or acrobatics here.
That is another 8.
An 8.
13.
Oh,
I
I got 23.
25.
wow.
Wow. Okay.
DC on this was actually a 12.
Oh,
So who got a 13? And Bholen, you got an 8?
Yes, sir.
Anybody else get under a 12? Okay, Bholen. You guys are all running. Bholen is, I assume you're in the lead. You came out of the chimney first. So Bholen takes off, and you see as he gets closer to the second building, the ice it gets thicker and thicker on the roof, and as he takes a step, his foot slides. Now, Bholen, I need you to roll me a D20, and this is huge because if you roll me a 1 to 10, you slide off the roof to the left side, which means you fall into the courtyard. If you roll me an 11 to 20, you slide off the right side of the roof and you fall behind the buildings into the alleyway.
Oh, we're gambling again, baby.
So 50-50 here, Bholen. Roll me a D20. 1 to 10, you fall left into the courtyard. 11 to 20, you fall into the alleyway.
No modifier.
Nope, straight up roll.
Straight luck.
That is a 4.
A 4.
Oh, no!
oh.
So immediately, Bholen slides off the left side of the roof, and you see him now beginning to slide, catching speed as he goes. Is there anything you guys want to try as he's sliding off the roof? I mean, he is going quickly.
I don't think.
I'm not sure there's anything you can do at this point.
Like, my mage hand won't hold him. He can only hold like 10 pounds, so that's pointless.
Can I misty step in front of him and block him with my body?
Oh.
What kind of range do you have on Misty Step?
I think it's
Up
30
in the corner, you idiot.
Okay, yeah, you'd be able to do it. The thing is, if you
teleport up to 30 feet.
If you Misty Step onto the pitch of the roof, it's going to. I'm gonna give it a high DC here to try and be able to stop him. It's going to require. I'm going to say this: if you want to try this, and I'm going to leave this up to you. I'm going to set this as a DC of 17 on a athletics check or acrobatics check. If you can hit a DC of 17, you're able to stop him and his momentum. Otherwise, he's going to hit you and you're going to fly together, both of you.
Well, I'm wondering if my strength is.
And you're low on hit points, aren't you?
Because otherwise I could teleport and just try and grab him.
Yeah, if you straddle the peak and grab his leg or something.
Yeah, rather than getting in front of him. But my strength is bad.
I mean, you can try to stay on the peak and grab him if you want. And then you won't be at risk of falling yourself.
Yeah, if I fall.
Well, you might be. I mean, if you grab him, he might pull you. The momentum might still pull you off the roof.
Hey, can I just make a point here, Matt? One quick comment.
Yeah.
It goes south and right.
What?
Something
Should
about
go south with Grogil. Without Grogil, probably.
What do you want to do, Niv?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get like beside or behind and grab instead of block with my body.
Okay, so immediately as Bholen slides on the roof, you instinctively sort of misty step to the point right where Bholen slid off. Give me now, to see if you can grab him, give me a dexterity check. We'll set this as a DC of 12 as well.
9.
9. Ugh. You reach out to grab Bholen, and you kind of grab part of his cloak, but it sort of tears as he slides down.
Can I spend my last luck of the day?
You may.
Reroll. 20.
20. Okay, you grab his cloak, you hold on, but now I also need you to give me a strength check. Yeah. You are on the apex of the roof, leaning backwards. So I'll set the DC as a 10. Give me a check here.
17.
17. So you are able to grab Bholen by the cloak, hold him up. As you misty step, suddenly, whoosh, Niv appears on the roof, and Bholen, as you're sort of terrified as you slide down, you suddenly feel yourself pulled back up. And at this point, the noise created from below, the people below hear this, and they look up and they see you pulling out some arrows and knocking arrows, getting ready to attack. What do you guys want to do? Bholen, you are precariously hanging on there. The rest of you, what do you want to do?
Can you pull him up?
To the alley side?
Yeah,
What did he say?
Can you pull him to the alley side?
Do we bail off the roof to the alley side or keep running along the
Well,
beach?
we're both at the front-ish of the.
yeah.
Can I?
Have we slid down to the bottom of the rooftop and am I like hanging off the side of the roof now?
You're actually no. You're only about like 4 feet down from the apex.
Okay,
so
so-
you've still got a
at the
good
top.
like 15 feet before the edge of the roof. Yeah. So you're still coming towards the apex. He was so quick with his misty step, just whoosh, snatched you, grabbed you right there. So you're pretty close to the top. It's hard for you to get a foothold though. Actually, give me a dexterity check, Bholen, to see if you can get some foothold here.
Can I give him one of my throwing darts to use like those ice knives?
Yes. Holding on with one hand, you're able to whip out a dart and pass it to Bholen. So Bholen, give me that with advantage. Actually, I'll give you an advantage because now that you have a dart in your hand, or two, in fact.
Oh, okay. Well,
You sort of use them like ice picks.
one.
So with advantage. Okay,
12.
perfect. So you're able to, with the 12, you're able to sort of get your bearings and begin to pull yourself up. And because he's using ice picks now and he's got his footing, Bholen, you're able actually to pull him back up to the apex. At this point now, you hear this as an arrow launches from below. And I'm going to go, Niv, you're first, second, Bholen, Dzien, let's see. Are you 3? Yeah, 3. We'll go 4, Kerrhylon 5. And 1, it's going to come off onto you. You were first, Niv.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Gonna shoot me in the arm. And I'm
Hits you with a 25. A 25.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
Oh my gosh. Niv, how many hit points did you have left? 7.
7.
1d8 plus 2. 9.
Oh no.
So Niv, the arrow sort of connects with you, hits you in the heart, right like through the chink in the armor, and all of you see as Niv sort of this look comes into his eyes of horror as he sort of falls backwards now off the roof and begins to slide off the roof towards the other direction. What do you want to do?
He's sliding down the alley side?
Yes, down the alley side.
God. Oh, down the alley side. Okay.
Down the alley side, yes.
Should have went down in the grate. I'm just gonna yell.
Yeah, holy
I'm gonna
crap.
yell to Kerrhylon to grab Niv, and then I'm taking out my bow and I'm gonna start shooting at the guys that's shooting at us.
All right, Kerrhylon, give me a dexterity check to see if you're quick enough here. And I'm going to set this pretty high, 15.
Okay, hold on, let me find it.
Can't get any worse.
I got an 11.
You got an 11, so you go to grab Niv, and Niv, you miss him. And you guys see as sort of Niv's body, limp body, sort of just falls off the end of the roof. And Niv, as you fall down, you are going to take 1d6 for each 10 feet. Let's hope this is an insta-death for you. That was a 1, 6, 7, 9 points of additional damage. So you take a death saving throw. Mark off a death marker on your life.
As a failure?
As a failure. Yep, as a failure. So the rest of you hear this sort of thud as Niv falls off the roof. This is going horribly. And Traego, you pull out your crossbow and begin to shoot down.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a.
And then what happens to Bholen? I mean, Bholen must be sliding on the other side.
Bholen is like pulled
he's-
himself up to the apex now. He's got it. He's up there now, and he's got these sort of darts as sort of ice picks. So Bholen's stable at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a shot at the guy that shot Niv.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a d20 here. Give me an attack roll.
Well, there's a third natural 1, but I got lucky, my halfling soul on attacks. I'm gonna re-roll, and that's not any better. That's a 3, 10.
Okay, so this bolt sort of flies right by the guy who shot you. Immediately he ducks out of the way, heads over to cover behind something of a barrel snowbank, and gets ready with another arrow. You see the other people are also setting up to fire arrows at the rest of you.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do? We got one or two more rounds of actions before we're going to be in combat here.
I'm
All right,
gonna start making my way back towards where Niv fell, slowly.
Mhm.
Like carefully trying to get to him.
Well, he's on the ground now, yeah?
Yeah.
He's on the ground, yeah. He's in the alleyway.
I'm gonna slide down and try to hang off the edge if I can, and drop down to him.
Okay. Kerrhylon, give me a dexterity check.
An 8.
8. You slide down the roof, and as you reach your hand out to grab, it's way too icy. You can't do it. And you also fall. Kerrhylon, you were going to take 2, 3, low rolls here, 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall. Unlike Niv, you're able to sort of direct your body and land in a snowbank to roll it out as you hit. So you only take 5 points of damage. But you're down there now, right next to Niv's limp, lifeless body.
All right. I mean, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if I can't bind up wounds, or I'm there to see if I'm dead.
Okay, you can do a medicine check on him to see if you can stabilize him.
Yeah.
So I see Kerrhylon do this, and I think to myself, that looks really freaking cool, and I think I can one up him. So I'm gonna surf down the side of like Legolas and like try to like superhero land on the ground. You know how they do like the Spider-Man land on the ground?
Yeah. Give me a dexterity check. Or I'll let you pick. You can do athletics, acrobatics, or dexterity. But athletics and acrobatics are under dexterity, so athletics or acrobatics.
I also feel a sense of I need to help Niv since he basically saved my life.
Yeah.
What do you say? Athletics, dexterity?
Athletics or acrobatics. Give me an athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, so I rolled a 12.
A 12. Okay, you're able, unlike Kerrhylon, you're able sort of to come to the edge, and are you going to flip off? You're going to try and grab the edge? You're going to try and like...
No, I'm going to like try to flip off the edge and like do a superhero landing.
Okay, you flip off the edge with more style than Kerrhylon, and you see something of a snowbank there, and you shift your body in the air. You're going to take some damage, but not as much. Only 1d6. You still take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Then as soon as I reach Niv, I'm going to cast Spare the Dying.
Okay. Yes.
Which is just basically stabilizes you, Niv, so you don't have to take death saving throws anymore.
So Niv, immediately you come back to 1 hit point, and your eyes open up, and you have the worst headache you can imagine. At one point, you were standing on the
an arrow sticking out of it.
You still have an arrow sort of stuck in you, yeah.
Very unmaternal of you.
So how now? Do my death saves then go back to 0?
Yes, once you stabilize, you're back to normal. Dzien and Traego, you guys are still up on the roof. Another one of the guys below is going to take a shot off. 1, 2, 3 on you, Traego. 4, 5, 6 on you, Dzien. No, off on you, Traego. An arrow comes flying up from below, from the other side now. Up to you, Traego. And that will be an 18.
That is a hit, but I'm going to shield.
Okay, yes.
So that deflects.
Yes, you deflect the arrow, bouncing off at this point. The two of you left up there. What do you guys want to do?
Do I have time to take one shot and go down and jump like those guys did?
You can take a shot and then move, and I'll let you take a dexterity.
Yeah,
or
I'll take
athletics,
a shot.
acrobatics. Okay.
I'll take another shot.
At the guy who shot at you.
Yeah.
Yes.
16 plus 7, so that's
hit.
That's a hit.
Yes.
1d6 plus 4. That's 8 damage.
8 damage. Yes. Okay. So the arrow comes flying down and strikes one of the dark figures in its chest, and it buckles over. You see the hood flies back, and at this point, you see that this is a normal human being. It's not an undead person. Sort of falls down to his knees with an arrow now sort of wedged into his chest. So you hit a human there.
Oh, okay. But he's not dead.
He's not dead. No. And at this point, Vandis Dereth, the city guard commander, Eric, as you are running north, as you were commanded to investigate, you stop in place as you hear a commotion. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Me?
I don't know if you have your character sheet with you still.
Oh shit! I got
you have
of them up there.
+2 on your Constitution. Roll me a d20 and add 2.
19.
19. So immediately, hearing the noise, the commotion from behind you as you're leaving, heading north, you're commanded to head north and investigate. You stop cold in the snow. You snap out of this, and you begin now to head back towards the square. But instead of taking the direct route you came, you take the indirect route that comes kind of around behind the buildings. Sort of, following the shape and curvature of the square. You're not behind the buildings, but you're right alongside the buildings now. Anything you want to do?
Freeze.
Vandus,
No.
Doreth.
So I hear the commotion.
Yes.
I was commanded to go north,
Yes.
but I turned around.
Yep. You're kind of...
Do I know the people that are fighting? Uh-oh. Kids up?
Always.
Bring them in. Let's say hi. Come on. No, because then we'll be done for the night, won't we?
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
Do I recognize the people that are? Because I can see the property now. Do I recognize who's shooting at the roof?
I mean, so you come around the side and immediately you see these dark cloaked figures. You have seen one of them before previously. You still don't quite know who they are, but you know this is not good news. This is something new to your city that does not belong here.
Okay.
Not to mention that you see that there is a building that is on fire. You see about 7 or 8 of them now with bows and arrows knocked and pointing up at the roof. You look up on the roof and you see 2 figures standing up on the rooftop.
Do I have a whistle or anything to call for help?
You do have a whistle, yeah.
I want to blow that sumbitch.
Okay, yep. You blow this whistle and immediately set off an alarm. And all the guards within probably about 200 feet, 300 feet of you hear this and begin now to make their way towards the square. It's going to take a little while, but you are there. As you do this now, the figures, the dark cloaked figures, see you, turn to you, and a few of them begin to run at you, charge at you. The others turn back and try to fire off on the people on the roof. Let's go back to you real quick, Traego. Dzien, you guys are still on the roof.
As soon as I let fly, I started going down the...
Yep. Give me a dexterity check. Dexterity check.
Where it should be pretty good. Not great. Just a dex check is 12.
12. Okay. You are able also to control your body enough as you fly off the roof. You're able to control yourself in the air. You'll take less damage. 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you actually land a little bit back on your heels, but you're able still to bounce off and to roll out of it. You take a little bit of like bludgeoning damage on your shoulder, on your feet. So you're going to be a bit bruised tomorrow, but you do pretty well actually. Dzien, what do you want to be doing?
I don't like falling. I'm gonna take if I have time, I'm gonna take a pinch of chewing tobacco, slot it in, mutter to myself something about that clumsy elf slipping, and I'm just gonna go for it.
All right, Dzien, as you reach down and yep, as you take a pinch of tobacco, they're going to get one more shot off on you because you took an extra half second to put in your tobacco. As sort of cocky looking back at them, they get one more shot off on you, and that'll be a 14. I think that misses you, right? Your AC is... Yes.
Tobacco's bad. Okay.
So you're sticking that tobacco in, and actually the arrow goes right through your arm, the hole in your arm as you're putting it in. Flies right through. Give me a dexterity check as you hit the edge of the roof. 8. Ouch. So as you hit the end of the roof, your foot actually catches the gutter and flips you in the air in a goofy way, so you're actually going to take full damage as you hit. That's not too bad. Ooh, that was pretty bad. 9 points of bludgeoning damage. As you land flat on your back, you can feel it immediately go through your spine, just this feeling like I don't know if you broke anything, but you're able to get yourself up on your feet, but man, that was a bad fall. And all of you are now sitting on the other side now. You're behind the buildings. The buildings create some sort of like a shield barrier. The only way to get in here is if you go through another building and come through the back door on another building. This building was iced in, though, so there was no way to get out of this. The other buildings you see do have doors on them, though.
Okay. How is Niv is looking pretty rough?
Niv is really bad.
Yeah, I'll
Got a
cast Cure
fucking
Wounds.
arrow sticking out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll cast Cure Wounds on Niv real quick.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
And then
I'm gonna pull the arrow out first, and then
I'll give him. I think I have some lesser healing potions.
oh yeah, I guess I do too, don't I?
Oh, if you have potions, use your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
D8.
I got one. Yeah, I'll.
You're muted there, Vandus.
I'm here.
Hey, he's dead. He can't take a potion.
No,
He was revived, yeah.
Tim,
Yeah.
Oh.
Bholen
Scrape
revived
it
him.
down.
He's up to 1 point.
So, Niv,
Yeah.
you get 8 points of healing.
And as you guys are
Well,
doing this, I just want to jump back real
yeah,
quick to
once-
the other side here.
yeah, and I'm gonna do my healing potion stuff while you're doing whatever.
Vandus, I want to just try this out because I just want to see what Vandus can do. we got this guy in the
Eric's
in the
gonna kill
cloak.
another
The first
NPC.
guy comes up and charges you. Go ahead and give me an initiative roll. I just want to see who gets to strike first.
I gotta get the character sheet.
Okay, we'll jump back to you guys then.
Duke von Borgerding, Timmy.
It's on your WhatsApp.
Veylon.
So I sent it on your WhatsApp.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
I guess at that point, once Niv is healed, we start running.
Okay.
Is there a clear way out? This is the alleyway?
Yep, the alleyway. This alleyway, you can see it follows the houses until the houses split. So you're going to end up heading in the northwest alleyway as if you had followed the northwest roof line.
Okay. So we're
Let me
gonna
jump
have
back to Vandus here. Vandus, give me a D20 roll here, and add your plus 2 for your initiative.
21.
21. Okay,
Nice.
Vandus. As this guy begins, the first of the 3 that charge you gets within 5 feet of you. You immediately pull out your weapon. What do you want to do?
Attack him.
Pull up my Morning Star.
Let me see
It's
it.
not even Grogil style. Like, someone's gonna try to kill me. I can't find the character sheet. I've scrolled up and up and up.
Okay, you got multi-attack. You got 3 melee attacks.
Okay.
Oh,
If you have a long sword, you've got a
Wow.
plus 6 to hit.
Wow.
So plus 6 is 23.
23. This guy comes up. You pull out your long sword, and you're able to do a triple attack with this. And typically, you can't do that with long swords because they're so heavy. But this character has the ability actually to make a triple swing with his long sword. Go ahead and roll me damage on your long sword here. You're
Dude,
going to be
I'm brave.
1d8 plus 3. 1d8 plus 3, and we'll multiply that by 3. We'll say 3 hits.
2 plus 3 is 5. 15. Shit.
15. Yeah. So this guy comes and you just immediately swing around, striking him across his chest. He falls down onto his knees, severely wounded. This was one of the guys who had already gotten hit, so he is just barely hanging on to life. The other 2 now are also coming up. At this point, you hear some commotion behind you as your other soldiers come in behind you. They see now the other 2 running up, see this guy go down to his knees, and they immediately begin to pull back and take off. They begin to run in the opposite direction now. However, 1 or 2 of the guys break through the door at this point, and you see them heading into the building. They put some cloth over their face as they're going through the smoke, and they're in there for about 30-40 seconds. You're about 70-80 feet away, so you could try to make your way over there during this time while they're in the building.
I send the guards and I finish the guy off.
Okay,
But first, before I
Yep.
do that, I bring a sword to his throat and I say, "Who sent you?
He's
Why are you here?"
he looks up at you and is this sort of sense of terror in his eyes. He says, "Felwind, been sent here by Felwind on an errand for him. You kill me or he does. It makes no difference to me."
Okay, so I turn to one of the guards and I say, "Raise the alarm. We're about to be invaded. Felwin's sent soldiers." I tell the other guard to go after into the house or whatever the building, to chase the 2 guys, and then I kill them.
You kill this guy, right? the other guy says, "Yes, sir. I will be back." And he takes off, running off to the central square where the headquarters is for the guards. This guy, you slice him across the throat, falls down, and he is done. The other guards run over, and immediately when they get to the house, there's so much smoke. They pause for a half second, and then they charge in, and they are there for 30, 40 seconds or so before they come running out again. Actually, it was more than that. It was maybe a minute and a half. They come sort of running out, coughing desperately. They run over to you and they say to you, "Sir, we searched as best as we could. The flames were too great. The smoke was too great. We followed down some stairs into the basement, and there was a cellar there. A grate was missing. They must have gone into the sewers. Other than that, we couldn't follow them, though, sir." And they ran out with you as well.
Okay, so then I tell them I send one of the two to make sure that the first guy got the message and didn't get killed on the way to headquarters, and I tell the other guy to come with me, and I don't see any of those guys.
No, they've sort of all taken off. The rest of them now dispersed.
So there's no one there.
No,
none of us.
No, characters. Just a burning building. They're all on the other side of the in the other alleyway.
I send the other one to get the fire brigade.
Okay. Yep. Sends off and goes to get the fire brigade. Yes. Interesting trucks they have, actually. Like, they have these wagons that have a fire underneath them to keep the water warm, because it doesn't freeze on the way to the fires. So quite interesting trucks, but it has to come a few blocks away, so it's going to take a little bit of time. But you're able to get to this house, and it's not completely burned at this point. All
right, I'm going to go in until, if I see smoke that I couldn't handle, I just want to go in and see if I can see anything.
You head in. You see, the smoke is at this point, it's actually starting to die down a little bit. A lot of the smoke is gone. The fires weren't that huge, and they're starting to lay down a little bit. It's still pretty smoky. You see a half-burned, empty table where it seems like there had been some maps and things there, but that table's empty.
Okay, so my soldier said there was a grate going down. Can I get there without?
Yeah, you walk around to the room, you go around the spiral staircase, come down into the cellar, and there's indeed an open grate right underneath this carcass that's dripping blood.
What's my intelligence, Matt? You got it in front of you?
Yeah, your intelligence is, let's see, 13. So better than average.
Give me an intelligence check, please.
Okay.
Set a random DC.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Give yourself an intelligence check.
I'll give you a normal DC of a 10 and add a +1 on your roll.
I turn around. I am not interested in going down there.
Okay. Yeah. So
Vandus, I run out the building.
Yep.
Is there any shops or any saloons or any people watching?
Yeah, but at this point, quite the commotion, so people have begun to come out of these areas.
I want to go and ask the people what happened.
No one is really willing to talk. They haven't really seen anything. They're just coming out now at this point. They're as confused as you are. They're just wondering why this building's on fire.
Are there any older people, maybe 60, 70 years old?
Yeah, there's a few older people.
I pull my sword out, and I hold my sword to his throat, and I say, "What happened here?"
He don't know. I just got out here, the old man says. I just saw the fire and I came a-running.
All right, I pull my sword back, put it back in. I'm not going to hurt him.
In a few more minutes, the fire brigade comes up, and they're able to sort of extinguish the flame, what's left over here. Interestingly, I'll say this for narrative's sake. You didn't notice this, Vandus, but the table was empty. Somehow, the two that went into the sewers were able to make off with the false map that you left on the table. So brilliant move of leaving a decoy. They take off into the sewers with the map. Two of them. On the other side of the buildings. Yeah, go ahead, Vandus. Were you done?
No, I think that my part of the story's done for now, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll jump back to the other side now. You guys...
I got to go to the bathroom to have some...
Yeah, you guys... You hear this commotion. You're picking up Niv, who's severely beaten. What do you guys want to do at this point?
I'm back to where I was when I started the day now.
Oh, he fully recovered now.
We keep heading north.
We head north here.
Okay.
We have
Can
to
I
take
make
a little bit of a detour
suggestion?
because of where we're at, but
Can I make a suggestion, Matt?
Yeah.
An inspiration point for whoever had the idea
Yes.
of the false map.
Brilliant idea. Yeah, who came
was-
up with that
I think
idea?
that was Bholen, wasn't it? Was
I
it
think
you?
so.
Yeah, Bholen, you have inspiration. I think that's a great idea. You got inspiration, Bholen. So you can use it whenever you want, or you can give it away. You don't have a point; you just have inspiration, so you can use it or pass it on to someone else. You can use it to re-roll something at any point. Okay, so you guys are gonna head north through the city.
I would suggest that we stealthily head north.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Good call. Why don't you all give me
We
a
have
stealth check?
distraction now, right? We have a distraction with the burning building, and
Why don't you all go ahead and give me a stealth check to see? We'll make it a group check, so everyone go ahead and do it, and we'll see how the group does. Group stealth check.
10.
Were those guys coming after us, or were they just coming after the map?
Hard to say.
Don't know.
We don't know.
You know that they have been staked out watching the map maker, so it's hard to say.
I got a 5.
5, okay?
7 for Jen.
15.
Okay.
28.
28, okay.
28.
So you guys are able to somewhat stealthily begin to make your way through the northeastern part of the southern square. You're leaving the square at this
Apparently
point.
I'm wearing a cowbell.
Yes. One of you is like ding, ding, ding as you walk with every step. Go ahead, Kerrhylon, and give me a D20 roll.
So how big, like,
11.
is this alleyway? Is it real skinny and they just use it for storage? Or...
I mean, it's about 20, 25 feet across,
Okay.
so it's a fairly, it's fairly decent size. It's not this tiny little Sevilla sort of alleyways. It's a lot bigger than that. 11. Okay, so Kerrhylon, at this point, the blizzard begins to pick up a bit more. And visibility now begins to drop even more. So before you had a little more than 100 feet, maybe 120 feet. At this point, you're under 100 feet at this point, which might actually be for your benefit as you try to sneak through the city. So visibility is getting worse by the minute. And you guys are cruising along. Go ahead, Traego, and roll me a D100.
Okay.
So-
100.
Did we get a chance to look at the map before all of this happened?
Traego's got it in his
Yeah,
pouch
I have it.
at this
Right,
point.
I know he has it, but did we look at it?
I don't think we actually really
Not
looked
very
at
carefully, no.
Because
it. We
how
just know it's the.
none of us really know how big the city is, or how
Yeah.
long it's going to take to get to this other square. Like, is it 20 minutes, or is it like
I
4
wouldn't
hours?
be surprised if we could just ask anybody in the town, do they know where the Mausoleum of the Artist is and how far away it is?
Right, but
wouldn't-
there's no one in the alleyway, right?
No, at this point you don't see anybody.
No, but as we travel, I would assume
Yeah.
we'll run into somebody.
Well, do we trust anyone in this town though? We've been attacked twice.
Yeah.
If we're trying to lay low,
What'd you get, Traego, on your D100?
So it's a 30 and then a 7. So I'm assuming 37.
37. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. So you guys are stealthily making your way through this alleyway, and as you sort of come around the corner, it sort of branches off in a couple different ways. You see off to the left side, outside of this establishment, you see 2 soldiers, and they are holding. One of them is holding a man over a barrel, and like holding him down on this barrel, and the other one is drawing his sword out, and the other guy's exposing his neck, and he said, "All right, you got this coming for everything you've been doing these days. Get ready." And he lifts his sword up as to execute the guy. The guy in the barrel cries out, "No, it wasn't me. I swear it wasn't me. I promise you it wasn't me. It wasn't me." And the guy takes his sword and he's about to execute this guy, these 2 soldiers. And the question, you guys, is, do you want to intervene or do you want to stay out of this?
fuck that.
Do they see us?
They don't see you at this point. You're still stealthy. It's still a bit of a blizzard.
Side quest.
And it's 2 soldiers?
2 soldiers, yeah.
Oh, it's not just some randoms.
All right. I take out my bow and arrow. I'm going to shoot an arrow into the barrel.
Into the barrel.
Uh-huh.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a d20. And add your bonus for dex bonus for shooting.
21.
21, okay. As he's about to swing down, suddenly this an arrow sort of lodges into the barrel right, maybe 6 inches underneath the guy's head. And the soldier's like, what the? And the guy pulls his sword back. The other guy holds him, and they look around. They can't see you at this point because you're still stealthy. You're still kind of hidden, but they pause enough. Obviously, quite perturbed by this. Grab him, he says to the guy with the sword, and he grabs this guy by the neck. Oh God, please, I didn't do it. And he begins to drag him down the alleyway, trying to run away. The other guy sheathes his sword.
The guy that has him, I'm
Yeah.
going to send a message to him.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say, we know what you're doing. Release him and go home.
So as they're running, the guy with the sword, he has never heard voices before in his head. And you scare the crap out of him. He drops his sword, looks around and like, who is it? Who's talking to me? Who's talking to me? He pulls out his dagger and starts to sort of shake as he looks around. He looks over at his friend. Let him go! Drop him! Drop him now! And the other guy looks confused at him. What the? No, drop him now! And he drops the guy, and the other guy picks up his sword, grabs his friend, and they run. The other man, looking around, desperate, he takes off in the opposite direction, sort of running back where he was getting executed, but then makes the corner and starts running ahead of you guys, taking off.
Okay. At that point, I think we just keep going.
Okay. Yep. He sort of takes off, running off, and at this point you don't see him anymore. He's out of your visibility.
You can say we don't have a heart.
Yeah.
You guys, you never know. You never know what a small action might have in the future.
Do we recognize, could we see the faces of these guys, or is it just too blurry with the snow and?
Too blurry with the snow. They've got armor on. I mean, it was hard to see. Interestingly, though, why don't you all give me a perception check to see about this man?
Yeah, that's terrible.
Got a 15.
I got a 7.
Crap. 10.
10. Who got a 15?
16 for Dzien.
16 for Dzien. Okay. Dzien and Kerrhylon, you don't see much. But as this man runs, you see that he's limping as he runs, which is confirmed actually, Kerrhylon and Dzien, when you get up, you see his tracks. He's much heavier on his right foot. So he's sort of limping on his right foot as he runs, and you notice his right arm hangs down. It doesn't move. So he sort of seems to be paralyzed on his right arm, his right side. But you pick that up from your perception as he's run away. Okay. You guys continue on, stealthily making your way north. Go ahead, Dzien, because you rolled a 16. Give me another D100.
I don't know if I can do that. What do I need?
So take your. Do you have 100 die, or you have 2 10s? You can roll a 10 first for the 10s place.
I don't have any 10s.
You don't have any 10s. Okay.
I've got a 6, an 8, a 12, and a 20.
All right, Bholen, go ahead and give me a D100.
The roll of 20 multiplied by 5.
Jesus. 18.
18. Okay. You guys are as you're continuing to stealth along. The snow is still pretty bad, so the visibility is really horrible. And as you are all marching along, I'm still going to go with the 16 and the 15 from Dzien and Kerrhylon. You guys are slowly making your way through the snow. Dzien and Kerrhylon, you pick up the sounds of what sounds like crunching feet on ice behind you. It sounds like somebody's following you. Someone or something is following. Is behind you, at least, at this point.
I'll tell. I mean, I'll tell. Who's next to me? Is it Jen?
Jen, yeah.
Who? I asked him if he hears the same thing I do.
Yeah, I'll just nod my head.
I'll kind of. I don't know where we are in the order, like of the party, but I'll hang back a little bit and try to, if I can, kind of crouch down somewhere.
Okay, yeah. You're able to sort of pull off from the group. And I mean, there's some like crates and barrels in this alleyway. You're able to sort of hide yourself there a little bit. Give me actually another stealth roll to see how well you can hide yourself.
Got a 4.
A 4, okay. Unfortunately, your dragonborn features do not lend well to hiding behind crates and barrels.
Right out.
Your tail is just hanging out right in the middle of the alleyway. The rest of you keep walking on so stealthily as Kerrhylon pulls himself out, and you guys notice this. He's not very stealthy about this. You notice that the dragonborn sort of pulls off and sits down by the barrels as the rest of you keep walking.
Yeah, can I sort of, with gestures or body language, suggest that we're being followed?
Yeah,
to the rest of the group.
Yep.
And I immediately will turn around and cast Sacred Flame into the alleyway. Just
Okay.
like into the void.
Okay, you turn around and cast Sacred Flame. Yeah, give me the specifics of the spell again.
Crap. Sorry. I have to look it up. Since I don't have my cards.
I can pull it up here as well, too.
1d8 radiant damage. Actually, 2d8 radiant damage.
Jeez.
Okay.
You might have to succeed on a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
If there's somebody there.
Yes. So immediately you cast radiant flame, right? No, what it's called? Radiant.
Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame, sorry. Immediately you cast Sacred Flame, and like this bright burst of light, it sort of burns off the snow in the air as it sort of shoots outward, illuminating this hallway. And there is indeed a person following behind you who fails the dexterity saving throw. Go ahead and roll me damage.
You just fucking killed somebody.
Five total damage.
5 total damage. That's not much at all.
Ouch.
No, a 2 and a 3 I rolled.
But it doesn't require much, because as this light goes through this little small space, you hear this small voice let out this horrific scream. And as the light comes down, you see that you have actually you have destroyed a small child who was following the group. He falls backwards into the snow, dead.
Okay. Then.
Small child has only a few hit points at this point. Falls backwards, dead.
Like
Cringe.
no reviving them, no.
I look behind me.
Singed to a crisp. And this is dead because these children, you cannot revive this child. It exceeded the hit points that it has twice over.
Like 2 hit points?
Yeah, it's a little child.
Oh.
You see in his left hand, he has something of like a little metal cup that he seems like he was coming to ask for some money or food from you as he saw a group walking ahead of you.
Jesus.
Well,
You're a dick, Matt.
that's what you get.
And here's the question for the rest of you. What is all of your passive perceptions?
Oh, not great. Mine's 9.
12.
12.
Mine is 14.
Perception. What do you mean?
Passive perception? It should be on the bottom corner.
I have passed. Oh, yeah, 13.
13. Okay. Let's see. Niv, 1. Kerrhylon, 2. 3. Traego, 4. Dzien, 5. Bholen. 4. Jen. What you guys don't notice when this child flies back, singed, burned to a crisp, is that the child wasn't alone. It was actually a group of small children who had been sneaking their way through the alleyway. And these children aren't just little beggars. They're actually thieves.
Dang.
And they're actually pretty good thieves at it. So while this is happening, there's this explosion, this distraction that happens. Dzien, amazingly, you get pickpocketed by one of them.
See, they weren't so innocent.
So Dzien, I want you to look at your list of items.
Well, see, that's another thing where I was confused. After we got boarded by the pirates, I'm not even sure what I had left.
Do you have any special items on you?
Oh boy.
We have everything.
Well,
man.
I was going to ask that too,
Yeah.
because when we got boarded by Bernard,
Yeah.
right, he would have taken everything.
Yeah, you guys, I think,
So
were able
I'm
to gather
really
together
not very
most of it.
clear.
Yeah, I think we
Except-
had
I'm
all
except
not
for your
clear
money.
as to what I have at all.
Yeah.
I think the money you weren't able to get, but most of your items you got back.
Okay, so I just had the starting 10 gold pieces.
Okay, you don't have any other items, special items there.
Like I said, it seems to me Bernard and his pirates would have taken everything.
Okay,
So as far as I know, I have the clothes on my back.
all right. So the child isn't able to lift anything off of you, Dzien.
What about your hook?
He takes you.
As far as I know, I don't have a weapon or anything. I've
Okay.
got gold.
So that was actually a fortuitous roll, then. The child isn't able to pick anything off of you. I know the other individuals in the party have some pretty incredible magical items and things like that you would not want to lose. Okay. You don't see this. The children sort of make their way into the shadows again and disappear. Their stealth is quite high, and your passive perception is not very good. But now you're facing a dead child. For all you guys know, it was an innocent beggar that Bholen just obliterated.
So this isn't someone you cast Revivify?
No, this is dead. You exceeded their maximum hit
That's what
points.
Revivify does. It brings somebody back from dead.
Oh, from dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
Would they come back as a burnt crisp though?
Yeah, I was gonna say he's all scarred up from fire.
Keep in mind too that we don't know if we're being chased or not.
Right.
I
I'm
mean,
cool. I mean,
it'll take a lot of therapy to get over that one, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
sorry.
All right.
My
You
bad.
guys can, yeah. You're gonna leave him there and keep going.
The snow
I
will
gotta
cover
keep on. I
him.
mean, nothing I
Yeah.
can do.
Cover them up with snow and move on. Okay. You guys sort of turn around. There's not much you can do at this point, and you continue on walking through this alleyway. Eventually, the alleyway sort of turns into the you're coming closer now to the middle of the city. And we'll say you guys have been walking for probably a good 2 hours, and you're getting closer to the center part of the city at this point. You come into what seems to be the central square of this city, and there's a lot larger buildings at this point. The snow has begun to lighten up, so you can see a little bit better. Your visibility is better. You see the headquarters for the guards, for the police, the local law enforcement there. You see the headquarters for them. You see some government offices. You see some other shops in this area. You also see what appears to be a large gathering hall that seems to be full of life, and there seems to be some sort of intense meeting going on. There's a lot of people in this hall, and there's a lot of intense discussion and noise. You hear people shouting and arguing. Interestingly, also in the middle of the town, there is a tower. In the very middle of the square, there's a tower that rises up, a stone tower, round stone tower, and there are 4 entrances to this that go into this tower. And on top of the tower, there's a sort of bronze-like dome. And you see immediately up on the top, it's an open dome, open space. And coming out of the dome in 4 directions, north, south, east, and west, are a set of 3 cables each running directly out of the square. And as you look up and observe, after a few minutes, you suddenly see an individual up on the top of this tower. And you see him hooking in some sort of device into this cable. And suddenly, he is pulled out of the tower, riding on this cable, heading directly west. A couple minutes later, you see two other individuals hook up on this cable, pull directly east. It seems to be some sort of sending hub that sends people out on these cables. What do you guys want to do in the square?
Should we fast track north?
Are we sure? Well, we don't know how close it goes. This if we did do it going north, how far away it would be from the Mausoleum of the Artist?
Yeah, we still don't know where the hell we're going.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're just wandering
Well,
aimlessly
we
at this
could
point.
we could ask.
Right. We should probably just ask somebody.
Well, we
Is
could
there-
ask the guys
is there,
like how
like, a
close
random-
does this?
Is there a random townsperson that's walking by? I can just say, hey, do you know where the Mausoleum of the Artist is by chance?
Over by this other building where there's this lot of noise and argumentation going on, there is a crowd of people that are outside the building because they couldn't get in. So they're standing by the door. They're looking through the windows, the arched windows and this big arched doorway, trying to listen and observe to what's going on inside. So there's a whole crowd of 30, 40 people that are outside of the building.
Okay.
You can see that at this point.
I will pick a random person that looks, I don't know, not like a super young person, but like an adult,
Not a
Yep.
child, so you felt?
not a child.
Yep.
A random person, and just walk up and gently tap him and ask him.
Yeah.
Got to come up with a story, though, right?
No,
chat him up a
no,
little bit.
I just need. I'm a lonely traveler that I just need directions.
Okay, there you go.
All right. So,
It's terrible.
Bholen, are you going up by yourself?
I don't know if anybody wants to come with me, they can. But
I'll
Trying to
stay
look
back.
inconspicuous, so I'll
Yeah.
probably like looking around, pointing at the people on the table.
Okay, Bholen, you sort of casually walk up to the crowd, and you see what looks to be a fairly stocky man, kind of really like dirty kind of beard, and sitting there, his back to you, looking into this place, and you walk up and tap him on the shoulder. And immediately he turns around and looks you right in the eye, and you're sort of taken aback because suddenly she looks at you and says, "Yes, what would you like?" It's a bearded woman who's observing this, what's going on inside this building.
excuse me, sir. I'm wondering if you could tell me.
Sir, she comes and slaps you across the face immediately. You don't take any damage from it. She's gonna,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
it's ma'am to you.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Do you think you could be so kind as to give me directions to the Mausoleum of the Artist? We're sightseers on a grand tour, and we're just looking for directions. Do you know the way?
Mausoleum of the Artist? I've never heard of it. Do you
Are
know
you
where it
from
is in the
here?
city?
Are you from here?
Yeah, I live right over here. Just down the corner.
We were told it was in the northern part of the city.
In the northern,
The northern.
that's rather
courtyard.
broad. What do you mean, northern part of the city?
The northern courtyard.
Oh, you're looking for the northern courtyard. Well, that's just directly north here. You can't miss it. It's the biggest courtyard in the north.
Show her the map, you idiots.
I don't have the map.
Oh, I thought we did.
Idiot.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you want a quick way up there, you can always jump on the tram, and that'll take you at least almost nearly to the courtyard itself, the very southern end of the courtyard, if you want. The tram will get you there in no time at all. You can walk there if you want. That'll take you a few hours, probably 3-4 hours in this snow. But listen, I don't have a whole lot of time. This is a really important business in here. I got to get back to this meeting.
You've been more than helpful. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon.
Yeah, thank you. And be careful next time you go up to a lady and misgender her.
Of course.
Yep, Bholen. All right. So I vote we take the trams.
Let's do it.
How much money do we have on it?
Yeah, I'm
On
not
us.
sure we have any money.
I don't think I have any money.
I've got money.
Didn't we get some money from what's her name? When we got into town? Didn't we get some supplies?
I sold some of my glass figurines, so I've got money.
Because right now on the on our thing, I have 2 gold.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
I have 11 gold right now.
That might be enough.
Well, let's go in and see. And how do we have to buy a ticket, or we just get on?
You guys want to check it out?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Yeah.
All right. You enter into this door, and immediately there's a man sitting behind a desk. There's a spiral staircase behind him, and he looks up and says, "What can I do for you?"
We need transportation to the northern courtyard, please.
How many are you?
1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5.
5. All right. It's we're talking 2 silver per person, so we're looking at 10 silver, 1 gold piece.
All right, I'll flip him a gold piece.
All right. You been here before? You taken the tram before, or you need some instructions?
We are newcomers.
Oh, good God.
Yeah.
Last newcomers we had here, they put the harnesses on wrong and they fell off mid-trip, and that was a bloody mess. All right, listen closely now. I'm sick and tired of having to explain this to newcomers in ways they don't listen. All right, listen closely, otherwise you're going to be a splattered mess on the bottom of the ground here. These things move fast, all right? Let me say that first of all. They move fast. You're going to be moving like 45 miles an hour, all right? So if you don't have your frickin' harness on, you're going to be falling 90, 100 feet going 45 miles an hour. And let me tell you, that's going to be a bloody pancake at the bottom of the tram, all right? You know, listen in closely now. You, stop laughing, all right? This is serious shit, all right? All right.
Yes, of course.
All right. So here's what you do. You put the harnesses on. You put them on through each leg. Make sure you pull the strap tight, all right? And you might as well check the harness, too, to make sure there ain't nothing like rips or tears or anything. You know, sometimes we have faulty harnesses. Sometimes the bloody pancakes are our fault. Yes, I'll admit it. But double check the straps when you pull them tight, all right? You got 2 hooks, 2 clips, all right? When you get up there, there's going to be a little train. Put both clips in the train. In case one of them fails, you got an extra backup, all right? We've had plenty of bloody pancakes because someone only put one in and then it failed on them, all right? Put both of them in the train. Got it?
Got it.
All right.
Are you the Joker right now?
Yeah.
You want to know how I got this train?
All right. So when you get up there, these cables are flying around at 45, 50 miles an hour, right? So you get your cables on there. You get your carabiners on there. You pull this train right next to the end. When it falls off the edge, it locks in place, and you're going to get yanked. So you better be prepared. And I'm saying, like, don't be picking your nose. Don't be eating something. You hold yourself tight, because this thing is going to yank your bones right out of your skin if you're not paying attention. Got me?
Bloody pancake. Got it.
Bloody pancake.
All right. Climb up the stairs. You got any questions, come on back down. Otherwise, good luck. If anything happens, don't let me know. My shift's over in 10 minutes. I'm going home. I don't want to know about it.
How do we stop?
Well, when you get to the point where you're heading, I mean, you have to pick your direction. If you're heading north, east, south, or west, you pick your direction up there. You'll get into the final station of the tram here, and it'll immediately, the tension will come off as you slide into the platform, and then your train won't be sitting on the cords anymore, the cables. So then you'll be free to unstrap yourself, and make sure your feet are on the platform when you unstrap yourself. Otherwise, you'll fall backwards off the tower, and once again, you're looking at a 90, 100 foot fall there.
All right. That sounds like fun.
Oh, and one more thing. There are 3 cables. It would probably be best if you're traveling as a group, all you go on the same cable. Some of the cables can go slightly faster, slower than others. And if you're going together and you want to stick together as a group, stick yourself on the same cable. That's probably the best idea. All 3 cables are moving the same direction, but like I said, it's probably best that you take the same cable.
Okay. Sounds like fun.
All right, so you guys get these harnesses, and
I was going to ask: is this a government-run, like public service, or is this a private enterprise?
Yeah, of course, this is government. You think we'd have so many bloody pancakes if it were private?
Is there an insurance policy we can take out in case something does happen?
You can give me a gold if you're still alive when you get back. I'll give your gold back. How's that for insurance?
All right.
Oh, geez. Okay. Great.
Yeah, I suppose let's make our way up to the.
All right, you guys walk your way around this spiral staircase. It takes you up a good 100 feet. You are high up the city, so you're above all the buildings, all the roofs. I mean, this is high up there. And when you get up to the top, there is a line of harnesses of various sizes and various quality. Now, I want each of you to give me an intelligence check.
Hold on.
Yes.
I'm going to do my intelligence check down below by offering this guy 3 gold to be the one to attach my harness for me. Because he knows how to do it, correct?
3 gold, eh? I can follow you up, absolutely. But just for you then, or all these punks, or what?
All these punks.
Oh crap!
Who said all of us?
Do all of us?
Do all of just check all of us. What the heck?
All right. Well, maybe 5 gold. I'll do all ya.
That's fine. That's
all right.
fine.
Gold a piece, or are you covering this? Dan.
No, I'm paying for it. I'm not gonna strap myself into that.
All right. So let's.
I've fallen off a building once today.
So let's say this. Niv, you pay 5 gold. Mark that off. He walks with you guys up the spiral staircase and walks over there, and he says to each of you, "All right, go grab each of you a harness over there." You guys walk over to the wall, and he says, "Oh, no, not the blue ones. Take the red ones. You got lower probability on the blue ones. They're a little bit older. Take the red ones." So you guys grab the red ones. I mean, obviously, good money spent, Niv. And he comes and puts these around your legs and pulls them tight, straps you in. He passes you the 2 cables with the carabiners on them, and has you hold one in each hand. And he shows you now. He pulls along a line of these. They're called trains, but they're kind of just like these roller units that have 2 holes on the bottom that you put your carabiners in, that bring you close to the end. And there's no joke. These cables are flying. The one on the furthest right is going the slowest, and then there's a middle speed, and then there's a high speed, and the high speed looks extremely treacherous. He looks at you all and he says, "Listen up, if I were you, I'd take the slow track since it's your first time. You'll get there in no time. It's not, you don't save too much time. It's just a little more dangerous with the fast track. Just take the slow one and enjoy your ride. Anything else you need, or can I send you on your way?"
All sounds good.
Yep.
Okay.
So one is.
I run and attach to the high speed and just say, "See you, fuckers."
I mutter something about that damn elf, and I take another pinch of chewing tobacco.
So Bholen heads over and he sees you sort of heading for the fast track, kind of rolls his eyes and says, "Damn foreigners, no one listens to me anymore." And he's like, "It's up to you, man." And he sort of starts walking down the spiral staircase, heading back downstairs. And you hear him, and as he gets to the bottom, "Oh, I got some more customers. Yeah, 5 of you? Yeah, you want to get? All right, head on upstairs. That'll be 1 silver each," he says.
Oh, we got robbed.
So there's 5 more customers down there who are coming up behind you now, starting to walk up the spiral staircase. Bholen heads over and is going to jump on the fast track. The rest of you, what are you doing?
I'm taking it slow.
Oh yeah, I'll take the slow.
The rest of you taking it slow?
Yep.
Okay. Bholen, go ahead and just give me a constitution check just to see how you handle this intense speed.
That's a natural 1.
Oh.
You get juice to the face like Fabio.
So Bholen, you take your train over to the edge,
This
and you're
dice
like,
roller website I'm on is awful. I'm getting like 3s and 1s every time.
so you take your train over, and you look back at your compatriots with this sort of cocky grin as you say, "See you later, guys. I'm taking the fast track." And you jump out, you take the train, and you jump out with it, and it falls down and locks in place, and you are not at all ready for this. This thing jerks you probably at 50 miles an hour. I mean, and the band is kind of elastic, so it's supposed to soften it as it pulls you, but this thing yanks you, and you are not at all ready paying attention. So this thing pulls you out, and it's actually actually going to do 2 points of damage to you as you feel your bones kind of crack. Oh, God! It pulls you out, and you see Bholen just fly out, right? He's way ahead of you. The rest of you guys make your way over.
I've got my middle finger up the whole time.
The rest of you guys make your way over, and you're able sort of to slowly set your trains in. It's going a lot slower, and you're able to manage this. Shoosh, 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 shoosh. The four of you come. You see Bholen's a little bit ahead of you. He's going a little bit faster, but not super fast. I mean, it's not like he's out of sight, but you can see him up ahead of you, screaming the whole while from the pain of this. And the four of you are now pretty close to each other as you come on. And as you guys begin to cruise, you see now that the other customers have made their way out to this platform and are making their way out to also join the tram. You see 5 of them, and they're actually
Bad guys.
heading over, all of them, to the fast track. And as you pull away with the snow coming down, you see that all of them are dressed strangely in black. And Bholen, on your cord, you suddenly feel this as 5 more trains jump on. Bholen is gone. He's way ahead of them. But these other 5 now are slowly gaining ground on the rest of you in the slow track. Getting closer and closer and closer. And that's where we can take a pause. A break.
I regret nothing.
All right, guys, let's dive back into this session 30 of Trouble in Theondir. As you guys just came to the center of the square, you were able to secure some harnesses and jump on what is called the tram, where you have taken your train with your hooks and you are taking off. Bholen jumps onto the fast track, takes off right away. The rest of you wisely go on the slow track as a group of 4. And as you guys are taking off, suddenly you see, as you look back, 5 of these dark cloaked figures, all of them attached to the fast track with their trains. And Bholen, you immediately feel this thump, 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 thump as 5 of these individuals connect onto your track. You look back, Bholen, and you see behind you a swaying train of 5 darkly cloaked individuals. At this point, the snow is starting to let up a little bit more. All of you are flying at about between 45 and 60 miles an hour on these cables that are heading directly north. It's something like a ski lift, you can imagine. And every 100 feet or so, there is a tower with some wheels on it that give you supports to shoot you to the next tower, shooting directly north. You guys are stuck on these trains at this point. What do you want to do? Bholen, you were far ahead of them, of the guys that jumped on. The other ones are slowly gaining ground on the rest of you.
Yeah, did that guy say how long the fast track takes to get to its destination?
He did not say. Nobody asked him.
He said, didn't he say like the slow one would still take you a couple hours?
No, well, he said walking would take a
That
couple
was
hours.
Oh,
Yeah, walking, he said, would take you, the person
Okay.
who talked to you would
Well-
say 5 or 6 hours probably.
okay.
Wait,
Let's think about this.
We recognize them as bad guys, though?
You do, yeah, you do recognize the cloaks, yeah.
Okay, and how far apart are those guys?
They are all pretty much together, just like the 4 of you are together in a clump. These guys are together in a clump on the fast track.
Okay, I want to do something as soon as they catch up to us.
Okay.
I have something I can do too, but that might be really bad. I have one last stick of dynamite.
No. Remember,
Matt,
Bholen is also on the fast track
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah, that's the issue. Like if it destroys the thing, then Bholen dies.
I'm so glad you jumped on the fast track, Bholen. That is awesome. Oh man.
But I mean, it's the same tower supporting all 3 cables, I would imagine, right?
Yes, correct. There's one tower supporting 3 cables. And if you want to think about it, I mean, if you're going 60 miles an hour, approximately, you'd be able to figure out about how much time you have. If it takes between 5 and 6 hours to walk, and you walk between 5-6 miles an hour, you're going 10 times as fast. So on the fast track, you're thinking 40 to 50 minutes, less than an hour, you're going to be in your destination.
Hmm.
And by the way, it is freezing cold I hope you guys have bundled up
Oh, yeah,
because
we all
you're going
have our-
60 miles an hour in freezing temperatures.
So how far away are they? Like approximately 100 feet, 200 feet, 500 feet?
I mean, you guys, visibility now is gone over 200 feet. So I would say they're between 175, 200 feet at this point behind you, and they are starting to gain. So Bholen, you've got about 175, 200 feet between them, and that distance does not change. Bholen is pulling ahead of you guys at this point. He's maybe 20, 25 feet ahead of you, and they are slowly catching up with the rest of you on the slow track.
Not a whole lot we can do, is there? I mean, except just keep going.
Well, I have my hand crossbow that I could start taking shots at them. So I'm assuming using an actual bow would be too hard, too unwieldy.
This is some Mission Impossible shit. This is
Yeah. And how far away are the lines? Are they 20 feet? 30?
Yeah.
No, I mean you got 10, 15 feet between them. They're pretty condensed. So I mean, you're talking about maybe 30 feet across. So the single towers go up, and then there's like a 30-foot span. On the outer two, you have the fast and slow, and then the towers are actually shaped a bit like a Y. So the third one goes right through the middle of the towers. The medium track goes right through the middle of the tower, if you know what I mean.
Okay, yep.
It comes up like straight up a pole, and then it spreads out like this. So middle, and then you have the two extremes.
Well, I'm just gonna load my crossbow. Can we tell? Do they know that we're enemies, and that we're there,
Yeah,
or
Matt,
are they?
Did they lay eyes on us at the map shop? Do we know that?
Why don't you give me an intelligence check there, Jen?
Strong. Oh. That's a 1.
A
2
1.
minus 1.
You have no idea who these people are, if they've seen you, if they were there at the shop, if they are coming after you. You have no idea. All you see is black
I'm gonna
cloaks.
act like I'm having the time of my life, and I'm gonna just start. Woo! This is awesome! Behind my back. This is awesome.
Yeah,
By the way, I need to get the actual marching order that you guys jumped on the cable because this is going to be important. Which one of you was first?
Not me.
Okay, Kerrhylon first.
Yep.
Then second,
I'll be behind him, sure.
Niv, and then
Then I would go, I suppose.
Traego, and the last would be Jen.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think since I only have one hand, it's gonna take me a little longer to clip in.
There you go.
Right. There you
just
go. Okay.
hook on with your hook, hook your own little carabiner.
Yeah, right. Just in case.
I would love to see what happens when you hit the wheels in the towers of that thing.
Right.
The trains are actually made to go over these wheels without problems.
So I guess I have my crossbow ready, my hand crossbow, and I'm just gonna.
Okay.
I'm not gonna show that I'm ready to shoot, but
Okay.
I'm ready
Yep.
for action.
So you guys are cruising along, and Bholen, when you felt this thumping noise, you looked back and you saw these individuals on the cable, and I want you actually to give me a perception check first. I want you to make me 2 checks here. First, perception check.
15.
15. Okay, you do recognize that these are similar individuals that were trying to basically wipe you guys out before. You notice that you recognize that they are going to be dangerous. They're not friendly people. You don't know. You can't quite see if they are coming after you, if they've just happened to be on the same train or not. They're too far away for you to tell that. Give me also an intelligence check, Bholen.
Matt, are they going to pass us before we get to a support tower?
No, they won't, actually. You're going to go through at least 1 support tower, maybe 2. Let me actually see. You'll get through 1 support tower before they get pretty close to you.
Intelligence of 22.
22. Okay. Can I have the rest of you on the slow track give me an intelligence check as well?
Okay.
Good. I got a 21.
21. Okay.
I got a 2.
No.
13.
13. Okay.
9.
9. Okay, so this is a pretty high DC. So Traego and Bholen, you're the only ones who passed this. You guys, when you click in and you begin to take off on your train, you are quite observant, actually, with the train, because you're taking quite a risk when you jump on the cable. You're quite observant to the mechanism here. So both of you are able to see that there is a certain lever involved in keeping the train tight on the cable, and actually if you wiggle it a little bit or mess with it, you can pop it off, which essentially means that you're going to be free floating on the cable, which means that you're able to move back and forth on the cable. You're not stuck in place. But the rest of you don't notice this. There's like a spring locking mechanism that keeps your train stuck on the cable. You guys see that it is possible, if you so desire, to pop a lever and you'll be able to move a little bit on this cable.
So I have a request, Matt.
Yes.
I had asked to be notified when they get close to us.
Yes.
Can you also let me know when we go through the first support tower?
Okay. Yep. Do you guys want to do anything else, or should I keep going here with the narrative?
Not much to do. Keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you see the first tower coming up. It's about 60 feet away, and you are starting to cruise up to it. These guys are starting to catch up to you now, and they get probably within 30 feet now of you guys, and immediately they recognize who you are.
And
Bholen, you're still
start shooting.
Bholen, you're far enough away they don't see you, but immediately they recognize the four of you. And I want all of you now to go ahead and roll initiative.
Well, because when we're within 60 feet of that tower,
Yep.
I want to cast Silent Image and make it look like a door or something has closed on their line, and they're going to run into it.
Okay. Nice. So you get close 60 feet away, and you cast Silent Image, and we'll say that's the last thing that happens before we go into initiative order. So immediately they see it. Brilliant move, Niv. They see this like piece of metal, a metallic door or something, like on their side that they are heading right towards. Bholen is about to hit it. So I mean, you got to help me out here. The rules of Silent Image.
He's ahead of us, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he would have been through there.
That's true. He actually would have been past. You're correct. So Bholen is past.
Because 60 foot is the max range of Silent Image.
Okay. Yep. There you go. So Bholen is actually through it. Yeah. Good point. He's still 175 feet in front of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So it says it's visual. I can move it, which I'm just going to make it look, like it is closing.
Okay.
Image of an object or creature or some other visible phenomenon no larger than a 15-foot cube. Lasts for 10 minutes.
Perfect.
And physical interaction with the image reveals it to be an illusion because things can pass through it.
Nice.
They can use an action to examine it, but I'm assuming they're going to be going too quickly to examine it.
Nice. So immediately they see this image, which they perceive as real, and they all begin to turn, and the lead guy, points it out and screams, "We got something! We got an obstruction!" And that's going to affect actually what they do on their turn. Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh, man. Are we still level 6?
And Bholen, you can go ahead and roll too.
I don't know how experience works. Are we still level 6, or did we hit level 7?
Oh, we're level 6.
Yeah.
We're 6, okay.
Yeah. So I got
20.
6.
20. Nice.
Got a 5.
21 with my thing. Woohoo!
I got a 5.
Whoa, a 5, huh? Okay.
And I got a 6.
I also got a 5.
Oh man. Who has the higher dex? I'm guessing it's Traego.
No, those two had 5. Bholen and Niv had 5s. I had a 6.
No, you had a 6. Okay, Traego had a 6, and then Bholen, Niv, who has the higher dex bonus?
I have a +2.
Mine's +3.
+3. Okay, so Niv and then Bholen.
Guys,
And
I'm gonna have a
Kerrhylon, what did you roll?
I gotta set my headset down. I'll be back in.
Paul, you're muted.
Cool. What did you get there, Kerrhylon?
I got a 14.
14. Okay.
Good.
Yes. Okay.
Big dog.
All right, Jen. You are up as the soldiers are getting closer to you. You're the guy in the back, and you hear them scream and look forward to this obstruction. You see it as well. What do you want to do? They are now within 50 feet of you.
Does nobody have any like ranged weapons or weapons they can throw?
I
I
mean,
have
like I
7 throwing
had
darts.
javelins, right? But I mean, I'm sure Bernard and the pirates would have taken them. I guess I'd just like keep yelling like I'm having an awesome time and maybe give them the hang loose.
All right.
I can't do much from range. you
Okay.
know?
Yep. So Jen's just hanging out there.
And I don't notice the lever, right? So I can't like prepare. If I get shot at, I
Nope.
would flip it. But
No,
I don't.
you don't notice the lever. No, and Traego hasn't mentioned anything about it at this point, so no,
I'm
you
just
don't
hanging
notice.
out, baby.
Oh yeah, I guess I could say something.
These cloaked figures, they immediately see this obstruction, and they were preparing now, actually to attack you guys. But instead, all of them turn, and they have crossbows with them, and all of them at the same time simultaneously fire crossbows at the obstruction at the door in front of them, using their attack action, and they shoot out these bolts, and they immediately fly through the image. Revealing that it's just an image, that it's not an obstruction.
They all hit Bholen.
Yes. We'll say they're not quite that good. So that's the end of their turn, actually. Brilliant move, Niv. You got them to waste that entire action. Kerrhylon, you're up.
I mean, I don't know if there's much I can do. I mean, I have a longbow, but I'm not going to be able to fire that while sitting in this harness. Will I?
You can give it a try.
All right, I'll give it a try. I'll shoot at the lead guy.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, 20.
Oh, hit.
Even though I'm like hanging in this harness, am I able to
Yes,
get my longbow down?
absolutely, yeah.
All right. Let's see.
We'll say for the factor of cool, the rule of cool, absolutely. It's a great shot. Kerrhylon's hanging on this harness, and he's pulling his arrows out and just firing off.
It's 5 points of damage.
5 points. Okay, great. So immediately you strike the guy in the front, and he just the arrow lodges actually into his left leg that's dangling below in the harness, and he lets out this scream. The other 4 of them turn around, and Kerrhylon, you notice the scream that he lets out is it's more of a guttural kind of like airy kind of scream in the lead guy when he gets hit. The other 4 don't make any noise at this point. Yes, Traego, you're up.
He didn't kill that first guy?
He did not kill him, no.
Okay. So question about, do I know with the little mechanism up on top, if you click that, do you automatically keep going and then you can just control yourself a little bit, or
Yep.
would you
So
like
your
automatically
your
stop?
momentum continues. So your momentum will carry you along with the cable at that point.
How about if you just like clicked it off or whatever, and then just let yourself sit? Would you slowly slow down?
You would ever so slightly slow down, yeah.
Okay.
So these actually clip to the wire. It's not like they have wheels and they're rolling along the wire, just using gravity to move.
Right, they click into the cable,
And
when
then the cable itself
is
moves.
moving. Yep, exactly. So you're stuck onto the cable at this point, but you're able to flip this and to
But it's
to
not
pull
like there's
yourself
any
off.
wheels or anything we can jam up.
Well, there are wheels that would allow you to move it once you flip up the lever.
But it wouldn't stop them from still moving. Because
No,
Well,
No, they're
how
moving on
far
the cable.
how far away are they right now?
They're about 40 feet at this point.
40 feet. Okay. Would they be close? Like, because my mage hand works within 30 feet.
Mhm.
Would they, like, timing it? Could I attack and then next round do mage hand and then
Absolutely.
click the one first? Because I don't
Yep.
want them to like get too far.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep,
so I'm
totally.
going. Paul already hit the first guy.
Yes.
I'm gonna shoot my crossbow at the first guy.
All right. Go ahead and roll an attack there.
Fucking 2 plus 9.
Okay, as you fire, it flies off over the cable. You see it arcing over and like landing off on the rooftop way far away. It was a miss.
Well, I can't do that. I can't move, and I don't think I have anything else I can do. So yeah, I'm. I'll use my. I think I have to use my bonus action to reload that
Okay.
hand
Yep.
crossbow. So I will do that.
Okay.
So
Yep.
the straps that go from the person to the train, is that
Mhm.
cloth, leather or cloth or
Those are actually
metal?
like metal cables.
Okay.
Yeah, they're super strong. Yeah, I mean super strong, relatively strong. I mean they have an AC and they have a certain amount of hit points, but yeah, it's not like they're a cloth or leather or anything. Niv, you're up. What do you want to do?
Am I able to kind of do some mental math and figure out how quickly they'll move, like within and then out of our range again?
Give me an intelligence check.
15.
15. Probably before you hit the third tower, they're going to be out of range ahead of you at the
What is
rate
that
they're
for-
going.
What is that for time?
So I mean, 100 feet, 100 feet between each tower, so it's about 300 feet worth. So I mean, you've got maybe 35 seconds or so.
Perfect. And you said they're all grouped up near each other? Like they're not
Yep, they're all
50,
grouped
60
together.
feet apart? Okay.
No, they are like within 1 or 2 feet of each other.
I want to cast Hypnotic Pattern,
Okay.
which is a 30-foot cube of twisting colors that weaves through the air. Pattern appears for a moment and vanishes. Each creature in the area who sees it must make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. And your spell DC is 14?
15.
15, okay. First guy.
Right, my spell save DC?
Yep.
Yeah.
First guy
15.
passes. Second guy, natural 20, passes. Third guy fails. Fourth guy fails. Fifth guy fails. So the first two pass, the back three fail.
Okay, so on a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. So they are incapacitated and has a speed of 0, which doesn't matter.
Nice.
So they're incapacitated for a minute.
A minute. Wow. Brilliant. Oh my gosh.
Beautiful.
Okay. Nice. Nice. So the first two are unaffected, and the last three are affected.
Are just enjoying the ride now.
They're just, oh, this is great. They're like Jen, just loving it.
And that is concentration. So if anyone shoots at me or whatever, right? Concentration is take damage. You have to
If
check.
you take damage, yes, damage, you'll have to take a
Okay.
Constitution check. Yep. All right, Niv, beautiful. Bholen, you're up.
I'm gonna go grab something to drink quick.
I don't know what I can do. They're almost 200 feet away from me. So, if I were to take an arrow and could I like lodge it into the cable? Like if I stuck it into the cable.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The rigging, you mean? Like the
The cable is what's moving though, so it would stay close to you.
Well, no, like if I lodge it into the cable and then let go, the next person that runs into it could potentially like, I don't know, could.
Oh, so the cable's moving with you on the train, so if you stick it in the cable, it'll stay right with you the whole time.
Oh, I see. Okay, so never mind.
I mean, how much farther does he have to go until we reach our destination? We get to the.
I mean, it's a good 45, 50-minute trip, so you guys have got, a good 40, 45 minutes left of this.
So we could be fighting these guys for a while.
Well, no, because they're going to go past.
They'll
you.
go past us.
That's true.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, there's not much I can do.
But if we can take care of one or two of them, even.
They're going to go past you, and they will be waiting for you at the platform unless you're able to get off the...
But I will be waiting for them.
But Bholen will be there first, yeah.
And I-
Right now,
It's a good question, and I guess none of us asked. Can you get off before the end? None of us know, right?
guessing you fall to your pancakey bloody death.
So
But
I
there's
mean,
nothing in the support towers.
so Traego and Bholen, you guys from your intelligence checks on these mechanisms, you see that you can unfasten them so they can roll on the cables. But there's the only way to take yourself off is you can take your carabiners off, and you can fall if you want. But you're going to be moving between 45 and 60 miles an hour at 100 feet up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything.
Does anybody have feather fall, by the way? The spell?
Nope.
Not
That would
me.
be a
Wish I
brilliant
did.
one for this
Yeah.
situation.
I think I would realize that there's not much I can do, and so I will use this time to meditate to Lathander to ask for one, penance for the child that I murdered. and two to look over my friends that are in danger.
That's a big ask, Tin.
Yeah.
Such a jerk.
Murder a child.
All right, so you go into a meditative state, praying to Lathander, and as usual, your connection to Lathander is quite good. You come immediately into the sense of peace and serenity as this light aura sort of begins to move around you, and the people in front of you or behind you actually are able to observe this and see this. And strangely enough, you don't notice this, but the rest of you who are getting close, you see that the first two individuals begin to sort of twitch and shake when this happens. The first two individuals of the five on the line on the fast track.
They're definitely undead.
Just heads up there. Okay, Bholen, we are going back up to Dzien at this point. Dzien, you guys have been under attack. What do you want to do? At this point, they are about 25 feet away from you guys behind you.
Are we in combat?
Yes, we're in combat here. This is combat order.
So whose turn is it? I'm sorry, I was
Dzien's turn.
reading.
Yep, Dzien is
So
up.
I'll yell at them and ask them if they come here often.
The first two sort of look over at you and they sort of snarl at you, and you see there's sort of this like deathly darkness in their eyes. They are not up for small chat at this point.
Okay.
All right, done there.
That's it. Yep.
Okay, the back three are still charmed. They are sort of out of it. The first two now, they're within 20 feet. You see immediately both of them raise up a hand, and you see them sort of giving this incantation, mouthing some words, and whoosh, immediately this sort of frosty energy comes out of their hand. And they're not actually attacking any of you, but they're actually focusing this spell on your cable, which is now about 20 feet behind you. And you see the cable begins to get really cold and icy and sort of begins to crackle a little bit. And the cable itself is going to... Yeah, go ahead.
Can I counterspell it?
You can. Go ahead and counterspell.
How would I do this?
What level do you want to counterspell?
Level 3, that's all I can do.
Level 3. Okay, level 3 will be successful because that was not a level 3 spell. So
Hey.
if you cast counterspell as your reaction.
Guys, I gotta be done. So
Oh, okay.
All right, we'll take Grogil another time then.
yeah,
Cool.
I gotta go.
See you, Grogil.
Here.
All right, so you cast counterspell, Niv.
Yeah.
As a reaction. Yes. And immediately, as this cold energy comes out of their hand, it's sort of met by this wall of energy coming back from you, like a warmth that kind of like repels it and makes it disperse around the side. The two of them snarl even more at you as they realize that their efforts have been thwarted. Okay.
Nice move.
Nice move. That might have just saved your lives. Kerrhylon, you're up.
I'll take another shot at him.
Okay.
Oh, I got a 9.
Lead guy, once again, flies over him, going the other direction now, also lodging into the roof, the snowy roof far away. The arrow does not connect. At this point, you feel this sense of warmth around your chest as your amulet now is beginning to glow brighter and brighter and brighter the closer that they get to you. They are now about 20 or 15 feet away at this point. All right, Traego, you're up.
I'm going to use on the first guy
I
Are
can
they
just be
within-
clear. Well, they're 15 feet behind you, but they're on the fast track. You guys on the slow track, so they're about 25 feet ish or so to the side, and about 20 feet behind you. So when they get
Okay,
right
so
next to you, they'll still be about 25 feet away from you.
Okay, so I have to wait until they're right next to me.
Well, they're
Just
about
within 30 feet.
yeah, right. You can wait a couple more seconds. We'll say in your round they get within range of you.
With this round.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will use on the front guy. I'm going to use my mage hand to hit that switch.
Okay. Give me a dexterity check here.
I'm not rolling great. 7. My dex is +4, so 11.
Okay. I mean that's enough. Your mage hand, you're able to like flip that little switch up, and there's like a little spring that snaps in place. And now the first person, he is still moving at the same speed. He's got people behind him that are locked in place, but now his train is able to move forward and backwards a little bit. And he realizes, just looks up and sees the mage hand working there, and doesn't quite understand.
Well,
He
the mage hand is invisible. The mage hand is
Okay.
invisible because
Okay.
I have ledger domain.
He hears a click above him, but his intelligence is not high enough on that roll to be able to understand what just happened. He just now knows that he's free floating on this thing. Still moving at the same speed, though.
Yeah, and I cannot do anything else because I think that's an action to use it. Hold on here.
Yeah.
Use your action to control. I don't think. Yeah, I can't. That's my action. I was hoping it was a bonus action, but yeah, that's it. That's all I
Okay.
can do. I can't
Niv.
attack.
Niv, you're up.
So I have a question. Well, a couple
Mhm.
questions. How these harnesses, like, is it a full legs, obviously, because the guy said to put your legs through there, and then is it like over the shoulders? And there's
Yeah,
a
exactly.
carabiner?
Yeah, it's like it goes around your legs. It's almost like you can sit in this harness. There's like a small seat on it. Then there's 2 cables that go right up around your chest, around your head here. 2 carabiners that lock in place. The weakest point on this, I mean, I would say from your intelligence, you would know the weakest point is definitely going to be the carabiners themselves.
Okay.
The cables are super strong, or
And
where
then-
the carabiners connect to the cables.
How does acid damage work? Can that burn through stuff?
It can. It takes a little bit of time, but yes.
Okay. How close is that first guy?
At this point now, they are coming up alongside of you. They are about 10 feet behind you and about 25 feet over.
Okay. Oh, this is 90 feet. Okay. So I am going to do a little David Bowie thing and pull out a glass sphere
Nice.
and cast chromatic orb with acid damage.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And chuck
How
it
big is
at
how
that.
big how big is that? I mean, how big of an effect does that have?
It just says it's a 4-inch diameter sphere. Oh, you can do thunder damage too. Just a ranged spell attack against the target. If it hits, the creature takes 3d8 damage of the type I chose.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
So spell attack 20.
Oh,
And if
nice.
I can, I'm trying to burn, corrode the harness thing to that first
Okay.
guy.
So you throw this thing, and I'm going to say, because you're 25 feet away, plus a few more because they're 10 feet behind you, you connect with a 20, absolutely. And this thing explodes. You're shooting at the first guy, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and immediately it bursts onto him, and begins now to corrode away his clothes, and the metal itself now begins to the acid begins to eat away at the metal, both his harness, but it also exploded upward onto the cable itself. The
Okay.
cable is also affected by this.
Oh no.
But it's, I mean,
How much damage and how quickly?
It's 3d8. That's all it says. That's why I was wondering if acid actually eats away stuff.
It does. Oh, this is a good question. How quickly does acid eat away metal? Help me out here, guys, if you know the answer to that one.
I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, look it up for me, because this is
So
a very
you want me
crucial thing.
To roll.
Go ahead and roll the
3d.
damage, acid damage, the damage for.
9.
And- Oh, and by the way, are you able to cast a spell if you have concentration?
As long as it's not another concentration spell.
Okay,
yeah.
perfect. Yep.
Just
So 9 points of damage.
Double check that, but I believe it's either another concentration spell or damage.
Yeah. You have to do like a save.
And you said 9 points of damage?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Yeah. That's pretty powerful acid then. The first guy, he immediately, his cloak sort of burns away, and his flesh is already, as it burns away, you see that he is indeed undead, and his flesh is already starting to hang off of his bones. And he is extremely hurt as he's screaming, sort of thrashing in the air. His harnesses, also, the acid affects those. And that's going to be a lot of hit points. What do we say on acid? I could just go ahead and give a roll for it and make a call on it. I don't know if you found anything there, Bholen.
I found a page. I'm just kind of looking, trying to find.
Otherwise, I can just make a call and give a 1d4 minutes until the acid burns through.
Burns through the cable and the cable breaks.
Burns through the small cables, and I could say a 1d8 for the, or 1d10 for the big cables.
Well, because the big cable is, I would assume,
Pretty massive.
yeah, stronger than
Yeah, I
9
mean-
points of damage.
Yeah, a lot of what I'm saying is it's kind of at the DM's discretion.
Okay. Well, we'll say this. The first guy, there's a 1. After 1 minute, there will be enough damage in order to burn through that the small cables. So another minute, he's going to drop off, essentially. On the big cable, we'll say after 4 minutes, the cable will be damaged. It'll still be intact, but it'll be damaged. And that may have consequences going forward here.
And that would happen. It would be damaged at the point at which it hit. It wouldn't be moving with it, would it? Oh no, the cable's actually moving. So never mind.
Yep, yeah, exactly. So right where that guy's hanging, it'll be the acid will have worked through in 4 minutes to the point that the cable is fairly damaged. It's still intact, but fairly damaged.
So
All right,
we'll have to
Niv.
be careful.
Yes. Bholen, you are up.
The first guy isn't dead, is he?
No, he's extremely bloodied.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't have much I can do, so I'm just gonna. I'll take out my fiddle and fiddle dee. I don't know. There's not much I can do, so I'll just kind of hang back and wait.
Okay. I can just mention the next cable over is approximately 10 feet away. And that's I want to throw that out there.
Make that leap.
You could try it if you want to get off this fast track, but
like instant death, right?
It's quite a distance, and it's quite a fall.
Well, he wouldn't know that. He probably couldn't tell what Nib did, really, could he?
No, not necessarily.
And we're all
Okay, Bholen. Dzien, you are up. Back to Dzien. At this point, the crew has come right next to you now. They are right next to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say something funny, but I got nothing. I can't really do much.
Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, Dzien. Soldiers now, these individuals. The first one is extremely hurt. In fact, too hurt to be able to cast a spell at this point. He's going to writhe there in pain from the acid damage. The second one, however, is going to try once again to cast this spell. Lifts his hand up, the freezing spell, and he's successfully now able to cast this spell. Once again, the cold comes around, and right next to you guys, right in front of you guys, actually now, he's going to affect the cable. It's going to start getting really cold.
Can I counterspell him again?
You can go ahead and counterspell again. Do you have another level 3?
I do. It's my last one.
All right. Go ahead and use it.
So I am out of counterspells.
All right. So
Hopefully,
same thing happens again, and this guy's getting extremely frustrated. So as as they begin to pull away now, they are starting to move ahead of you guys now, and we will move to Kerrhylon now. This group has gotten ahead of you. 3 of them in the back are almost out of their 1 minute. Dzien, they'll Niv in a little bit. They'll be out of their 1 minute of being charmed.
Is it 1 minute 10 rounds?
Yeah.
So I guess I'll shoot at the second guy. I mean, because they've kind of come past us a little bit. So
Yep. Go for it.
I got a 17.
17. Yes, hit. Roll damage.
6.
6. Wow. Okay, nice. So once again, this arrow sort of lodges into this time into his stomach, and you see this sort of yellowish greenish pus kind of oozing out as he looks up and gives you this snarl. Excellent hit, Kerrhylon. Traego, you are up.
I don't have time. I'm not going to have time to hit all their switches, am I? With my mage hand to unhook all things, so they'd all start slowing down.
No, I would say you can do 1 with each mage hand attempt. Yeah.
Oof.
Do you want them to slow down?
Well, I was thinking if I could get them all to slow down, and then they'd start falling further and further behind.
Oh, I see.
Because they're no longer attacked. Like right now, they're like still, like momentum is keeping them going, but they'd slowly get further and further back. Is what my plan was.
How much farther do we have on this little tram thingy?
We've only.
We'll jump ahead. You guys are maybe 40 minutes. Well, I mean, we're. I mean, the rounds and the time are not quite working out, but you're still about 40 minutes. You got a long trip yet.
Oh.
So we need to kill these guys. So I'm gonna. The first guy is.
City.
Does the first guy take acid damage every round?
no.
I don't think so. No.
No, I don't think.
No.
No, everything I read is it was a one-time effect.
Okay, so the first guy is almost dead. The second guy is slightly hurt.
Yeah. And the next 3 are unaffected but charmed.
Incapacitated. I mean, I'll shoot at the first guy.
Okay.
That's a natural 20.
Well, he's gonna fall.
Whoa.
He's gonna fall anyway.
Wait, no,
That's the second guy.
the first guy. Is the first guy gonna fall
Yes. At the end of a minute.
at the end of a minute? Which is like 10 rounds.
Yep.
10 full rounds of us fighting.
Well, but yeah, he can't really do much, right? He's so injured.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he's extremely injured.
Can I shoot the second guy then?
Second guy, yeah. Yep.
And
He's the only
with
one at this point who's able to cast spells.
Okay, yeah. So then it would be the second guy, and then it's 1d6, right? So they don't have sneak attack on them, obviously. And crossbow, yeah, 1d6 plus 4. So it'd be 2d6 plus 4
Oh, nice.
with the crit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
11 damage.
Whoa, okay. So, Traego, you pull out your crossbow after you've loaded it up. You fire at this guy, and you basically shoot off his right arm. It cuts him right in his shoulder blade, and you see his arm fly backwards, and immediately spewing this disgusting liquid out of his arm. And you see him give this last sort of grunt as he goes limp in his saddle, unmoving. You've taken him out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that are we out of combat effectively?
We'll say this. These guys keep flying ahead of you at this point. The cable now is extremely damaged at this point. But we'll say this. After exactly 1 minute, the acid cuts through the first guy. And you guys see, as they are about 60, 70, 80 feet ahead of you, you see this tink, 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 tink in the cables. And then, and you see this guy flying about 60 miles an hour from 100 feet up, down on the ground below. I mean, bloody pancake is a good description of this, but this is more like a disgusting undead gooey pancake, just everywhere on the ground. He is done. The rest of the 3 guys, after 1 minute, they come out of their charms. They have moved ahead. None of them are spellcasters. at this point. So, Niv, brilliant move to keep
Yeah.
these
So
guys from casting
Undead
spells.
guys were the spellcasters? That's
Yes, the
scary.
undead were the spellcasters. The regular three you see are just regular human soldiers. They are flying by, and now, as they go past you guys, they're unable to catch up with you anymore or to come back to you. But here's what we need to do before Bholen, before we carry this trip off and say that you arrive at the tower, we need to roll to see if the cable itself will hold for the rest of the journey. And I want you to roll a d20.
Me?
Bholen, yes. And we will say this.
Oh no.
On a 1 to 5, the cable snaps. And all of you will fall.
All of
On
us?
all of them
All
on
of
the
them?
fast track cable. On a 6 to 10, you make it to the tower.
So 6
The roll, 6 to 20, you make it to the tower. The cable holds. It is up to you, Bholen.
All right.
Huge roll here.
Can you guys
Do
see
not-
this?
That's blurry.
It's all
It's
blurry.
blurry.
It's blurry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You keep your background blurred.
Oh. Okay, never mind. All right, roll dice. 15.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. So Bholen, the cable holds. You really don't have any idea what was going on. You didn't realize the danger you were in. But you, after 40 minutes now, you have left your group behind. They are far behind you, and you immediately now see the tower coming up at the very southern end of the north square. And you come riding up really quickly, and it's just like the man explained to you. You ride up into the platform, and your train drives off on a new track, lifting you up on the platform, where you are now able to stop and slow down. It takes you on a slight loop, so you can slow down, and you're able now to disconnect your carabiners. You look back, and you see now coming up a total of 4 guys. The fifth one, you have no idea what happened to him. But there are only 4 guys now coming behind you. You don't see anybody on the slow track at this point. You were standing on the platform, and there are 4 guys coming right at you. What do you want to do?
I will prepare fireball. So
Okay.
You know, burn the tower down.
So I'm gonna like
Love
I'm
it.
gonna like Hadouken like conjure the fireball so that when I get close enough I can.
Okay, so they begin to slowly make their way in, or they're not slowly, I mean, they're coming in at 60 miles an hour, but after about a minute, not a minute, maybe 30 seconds or so, that's how far ahead you were, you see that they're now within range of you. You have one chance, my friend.
All right. All right. What is this? What is it? 8d6? So they need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Probably should be at disadvantage too because they're in their.
Yeah, how are they gonna make it this? Yeah, that's crazy.
I rolled a 10.
Yep, my spell save DC is 15, so they all fail.
All of them fail.
Wow. Beauty.
I did a group roll.
8d6.
That makes sense. They're all relatively in the same state.
42 damage. Holy
42
crap.
damage.
Each. I rolled 5 sixes.
Oh my gosh.
6 sixes, a 4 and a 2.
42 damage.
Dude, you just destroyed the cable.
So these guys come rolling in, and as they are within about 30 feet, you unleash this fireball from your hands. It just spreads out, and there's a blast of heat and fire as all of them are just disintegrated in their seats. All of their harnesses give at the same time, and you see these crispy bodies, corpses fall down to the ground below. The cable itself snaps. You've done enough damage. The cable snaps. And give me a dexterity saving check to see if you can jump out of the way of the cable as it snaps into the platform. Dexterity save it.
Did he know
So that's
behind them
that's
was
a
a whole
natural
group
one.
of children?
There's a natural one. Oh no.
Oh no! So the
How many
cable
people did-
snaps into you, Bholen, and it is going to do a total of, I'm sorry, 16 slashing damage. 16 slashing damage. As this cable snaps into you, strikes you across the head, actually, leaving this gash down your face. And you're actually going to have a scar from that now, going down the side of your face,
Cool.
knocks you to the floor. It is such a powerful attack. You are on the floor, bloody and hurt.
Yeah, that hurt. I'm at 8.
The rest of you, after about a minute and a half, you hear this explosion, this light in front of you. You have no idea what is going on. The cable suddenly snaps and you see it just go down, and you fear the worst, that Bholen has been killed by these warriors. And eventually you come flying up to the platform, 45 miles an hour, not as fast, and shink, 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 all of your trains come around, you make your little loop. And there you see Bholen lying down, blood coming, surging out of his head. You see below you 4 singed corpses lying in the snow. What do you guys want to say to him?
I'm gonna go and check and make sure he's still
Do you know how
alive.
many kids were riding that line?
How many people just died?
Jeez.
What's your body count up to today, Bholen?
I say this elf is gonna get us all killed.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
You guys pick Bholen up. He is extremely hurt at this point. But you've all made it. At this point, you've completely destroyed the fast track, but you
Right.
have come through this.
Can I tend to his wound?
Yes, yeah. Go ahead, Kerrhylon.
I'll do that.
Yeah, I hope there were no other people on that fast track.
It's a 40-minute trip. You'll hear about it in the news. About the school class that was taking their field trip.
Oh my god. Okay.
What time of day was it? Is it right now?
You guys are still still in the early evening,
So
Rush
prime
hour?
time. So like
so they're
rush
probably not
hour.
awake at this point.
Rush hour.
So Bholen, you receive some healing from Kerrhylon.
How much?
I mean, all I do is just bind his wounds. I don't.
Okay, yep.
I'm just not bleeding anymore.
And all of you guys, you take off your harnesses, you hang them up with their other red harnesses. You make your way down the spiral staircase, and when you get to the bottom, you see this lowly worker hiding underneath the desk. There was just an explosion of a fireball. 4 singed corpses landed right outside the door. He is just shaking, looks at you and says to you, "Get out of here, get off my lines." And you guys,
I look at him. I say it wasn't us. There were undead on the line, and they cast some spell, and it destroyed the line and almost killed our friend.
he doesn't care. He's shaking. Ouch! He points to the doors.
Can you tell us where the mausoleum is?
Ouch! He points. He points. And as you guys take a step out of the archway, out of this tower, out of the northern door, you enter into the square, the northern square, and there, off in the distance, you see a small stone building of bleached stone in the middle of the square, standing by itself, which you immediately recognize as the Mausoleum of the Artist.
Yay.
And that is where we can end for tonight's session.
Nice.
All right.
Not what I expected.